Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, and hawaiisportsradio.com. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, Dial Electric Supply, Fun Factory, and DSE Hawaii. Now it's time for the Kaiser Cougars versus Aiea Na'ali'i. Here's your play-by-play announcers, Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht.
Aloha and welcome to East Honolulu. Kyle Galdera here alongside Paul Brecht for another edition of Friday Night Lights. OA football coming to you live as the home team Kaiser Cougars get ready to host the Na'ali'i of Aiea. And Paul, we saw Aiea a few weeks ago. They had a dominant 60-2 win over Castle, but that was preseason play. Here we are in the midst of OIA D1 action, and we have a big matchup tonight between Kaiser 0-2 in D1 play and Na'ali'i undefeated at 1-0.
Should be a fun one here tonight between two teams in different situations, but both looking at this as a very important game on their schedule. Kind of like you alluded to, Aiea comes in a little bit more ahead of the eight ball, we'll say, trying to keep pace atop of the OIA Division I standings, where you look across the other side, you have a program in the Kaiser Cougars who are moving up from OIA's Division II up to the D1 ranks and have struggled a little bit with a tough schedule to start things out here in 2025, losing both of their road games to begin league play.
Yeah, and you make a great point. Last year, Kaiser was the runner-up in the the State Division II championship game to KS Maui, and here they are thrust into the D1 of OIA against a bunch of great teams, including Waipahu and Kailua, which really laid a whooping on the Kaiser Cougars over the last 2 weeks. But to your point, Paul, this is really the time where Kaiser can step up in what we were talking about could be a must-win game if they do want to get into this D1 playoff picture.
Yeah, realistically speaking, the last thing you want to do is drop down to 0-3 towards the middle of this OIA season, during the middle of league play. And you already do have a couple of tough games under your belt, to be fair, but still on the schedule, a road game at Moanalua. You host Waianae to close the season out, and then Radford and going to visit Nanakuli aren't exactly cupcakes in the middle either. So if you want to start winning, you want to start getting back into that playoff picture and not be behind the eight ball, tonight would be a massive opportunity for you to show that you are now adjusted to the Division I ranks.
And for Aiea, they're definitely settled into the D1 competition as they got a nice win over Moanalua last week. But like we said, you still have teams like the big dogs out in Waianae waiting. You have the on-paper favorite Waipahu waiting in the wings. So for Aiea, even though we talked about this being a must-win game essentially for Kaiser, I would venture to say that the Na'ali'i need to win this one too, because if they start to fall behind in the standings, it might be too little too late by the time they crawl back.
They have a very similar thought process for Aiea, and you lay it out beautifully where it's not necessarily must-win, quote-unquote, but when you look at their remaining schedule, you still have Kailua, you still have a road game at Waianae. After that, you host Waipahu, and then, hey, you get to close out the year at Nanakuli, who has a Division I prospect on their roster at tight end who was just named to the Polynesian Bowl watch list for this upcoming season. So not exactly a walk in the park for Na'ali'i after this one. So you want to continue to give yourself as much cushion as possible.
Yeah, and as we get ready for this one, if you're tuning in, you might be thinking, hey, why so early? Normally these games start around 7 or 7:30. Well, the good news is that there's no JV game, so we can get this game going a little early. But it is still around 80 degrees. We have a light breeze blowing from right to left, and it looks like there is a little bit of a haze out there. So we'll see if that plays into this game at all, especially knowing that at Kaiser the wind can play a big factor into a ball game where a team like Aiea, normally prone to run it a bit, they might be in the advantage in that situation.
Yeah, I'm curious about just how much we see both of these teams rely on the run game going forward. So should be a fun night both on the ground, and maybe the question is who gets that one advantage in the air.
And as we get ready for the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i, we'll be back with more. This is OA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
No matter what side of Oahu you stay, personalized, convenient, and efficient financial service is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union way. Visit ko'olaufcu.org and join today using your mobile device.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
For the few, the proud, the first to fight, Ko'olau Federal Credit Union has your six. Whether you're active duty, civilian, or a member of a Marine household, Ko'olau FCU has a branch on base. Visit ko'olaufcu.org to join today.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
At Fun Factory, we can't make traffic jams fun, and we can't make waiting in line fun, but we can make this weekend fun with 4 locations on Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua-Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Fatal crashes are taking too many lives. HPD has launched Safer Roads Together, a campaign to save lives through engagement, not just enforcement. Everyone deserves to get home safely. Simple choices: buckling up, putting phones away, and slowing down save lives. Please drive with Aloha. Each week, officers will be in neighborhoods and online every Traffic Safety Tuesday, sharing tips to keep families safe. The choice is yours. Let's protect each other. Safer roads start with us.
Every woman is unique, and because women's bodies are different from men's, so are many of their health needs. At Hawai'i Pacific Health, we believe every woman's healthcare should be unique to her. From health screenings and well woman exams to pregnancy, bone and joint care, heart health, cancer care, and senior needs, our expert teams provide personalized care for women of all ages. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/women's centers.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Fun Factory can't make taking tests fun, and they can't make homework fun, but they can make good grades fun. Upload your report card and turn in your A's, B's, M's, and MP's into game tokens. Visit funfactorygames.com/honor-roll.
OIA lives here. KGU AM, K236CR. Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760. You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. Just moments away from kickoff between the home team Cougars and the visiting Na'ali'i of Aiea. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you. Ku'ule Agbayani back in the studio. Michael Lascaro on site helping us out with photo and video coverage. And Paul, as we get ready to this much anticipated matchup, who are some of the players we can look forward to talking about for our listeners to enjoy?
Let's start with the visiting Aiea Na'ali'i, because we've had them before, Kyle, and it starts with the young man who is at quarterback, Kaiser Jesus Kapesi, who has really just been impressive. Just a freshman. We saw what he could do in that 60-2 victory over Castle. He has continued to be excellent, standing at 6'2" as just a freshman. It's hard not to be excited about what his future is. And then, of course, I mean, how do you talk about Na'ali'i without talking about Hiki? Hiki Kim Choi Keb Alo, the senior athlete, does it all. Had 10 touches for 92 total yards. 3 touchdowns in their last game. That was a 29-24 victory over Moanalua last week. And tell you what, if he has another performance like that today, it's going to be tough for Kaiser. But over on the other side for the Cougars, you do look to the rushing game as well. How about Brady Kim, the junior running back, who had 20 rushes for 105 yards and a touchdown to open up the year against Pearl City, as Kaiser got their only win win. And you look back to last year, he was part of a two-man backfield kind of thunder and lightning, 115 carries for 657 yards and 10 tutties. It's been a little bit slower this year, obviously, as they adjust up to the Division I ranks, but he's somebody who is so incredibly talented. And then on the outside, you, of course, have Caleb Hamasaki, who was the leading receiver for the Cougars last year with 551 yards spread across 39 receptions and 10 touchdowns himself in the receiving game. This year, a little bit less even in the passing attack for Kaiser as they looked to replace not one but both of their options from QB last season. In that, they go to Koa Reese, who is just a sophomore trying to get his feet wet here at the Division I level.
Yeah, and a couple of other guys to look forward to. We mentioned Michael Ascaro. He put together a basically all preseason OIA team. And for Kaiser, Cash Kamooha, the DB, a senior, he's on that list. So we'll see if he comes up with some big plays tonight. And over on the Aiea side, we also have to keep an eye out for Legend Bird Tauala. He's another junior, do-it-all athlete type of player. Plays a lot of running back, plays some DB, might even catch some balls as well. So we'll see if he can be that Swiss Army knife for Aiea tonight.
Captains going out to midfield to meet up with each other, and it's going to be a fun one here tonight. A beautiful evening for some high school football, and now that we're kind of into the thick of things, all of these teams know a little bit more who they are, know a little bit more what they want to be identity-wise out on the field, and a lot of times these games are based on who's able to start out strong, and then, of course, who's able to finish strong. It's a full game. It sounds simple when you put it like that, but when you get out of the gate strong, it can give you that breathing room for the middle period that you might need, and finishing strong, I mean, it speaks for itself.
So we're just minutes away from kickoff here, right around 80 degrees. Winds coming out of the east, trade winds at about 18 miles an hour. So again, Paul, we'll see if that wind plays in to the strategy tonight. I mean, I've seen games here where when the wind is really gusting, sometimes teams will actually try to basically defer to give away the kickoff so that they can choose the side because it plays that much in to the game strategy.
It can be a massive factor, and we've seen special teams, we've seen the kickoffs, we've seen punts play a huge role in games this season already, Kyle, and I talked about him already, but with Hiki Kim Choi Keb Alo for Aiea, anytime he gets an opportunity at a return, it's hard not to feel like you have an opportunity at an explosive if you're not Ali'i.
So Kaea McKillop will be kicking off for Kaiser. Kaiser will be kicking off to Aiea, going from right to left from our broadcast position. And it will be Tristan Lee Kim Choi Kabalo, also known as Hiki, as the primary returner for Aiea.
Hiki
we are ready to go. The opening kickoff is underway, and it's going to be into the end zone for a touchback.
Hiki was our Fun Factory VIP of the game. He was our, it was hard not to pick him any time that he's out there because he's such a dynamic player. The last time he was out, though, so excited to see what he's got for an encore act here today.
So after the touchback, Aiea will get things going from its own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, going from left to right here from Kaiser Stadium. Beautiful night, Friday Night Lights on this Aloha Friday football edition here on HSRN. And our referee, Danny Bain, getting things situated with the Aiea O-line. Aiea tonight wearing their white jerseys and green pants and green helmets. Kaiser with the home team blue tops, gold trousers, helmets, and numerals. Kaiser Jesus Capesi in the gun. Quads to the left side, shotgun snap, and he's going to run and escape two tacklers. Now passes a third. He has a wide open receiver, and this could be a first play touchdown. 80 yards to the house, and like I said, Paul, there's the legend Bird Tauala, leading things off with a touchdown to start this game.
What a job by the freshman QB avoiding the rush. A free rusher in his face, sidesteps him, then shows off some fancy footwork in the pocket, escapes, and like you said, just finds a wide open Legend Bird to Allah. And from there, it was green grass ahead. A big explosive 80-yard touchdown to open things up for the road team.
That opening drive, opening kickoff, and opening score powered by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier. So Aiea gets the ensuing extra point up and just over the crossbar. So 17 seconds into this game, already Aiea leads it 7-0. We'll be back with more. This is OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Who doesn't love a good pizza? Visit Slice of Waikiki, your favorite Pizza by the Slice shop. For over 13 years, they've been serving up huge, freshly made slices and delicious appetizers for locals and visitors alike. Drop by their new location at 333 Seaside Avenue to instantly satisfy your pizza cravings by the slice or build your own whole pie masterpiece. Visit sliceofwaikiki.com for pickup, delivery, and catering options. Slice of Waikiki, freshly made pizza with aloha.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Welcome back to Kaiser Stadium. Aiea wasting no time getting an 80-yard touchdown pass as Kaiser Jesus Kapesi goes deep to Legend Bird Tauala. And Aiea with a 7-0 lead. Kaiser getting the ball back, though. Great field position at its own 39 on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, it's not much of a consolation prize, but a slight one when you start at your own 39-yard line. Great field position to begin things for the Cougars as they look for a response. And I'm very interested to see, Kyle, how do you react to, in essence, metaphorically, getting punched in the face?
And we have a new quarterback for Kaiser. We thought it was going to be Koa Reese. It's actually Maverick Wang starting the game tonight for Kaiser. So a bit of a new wrinkle to our lineup. He's a sophomore, and we'll see if he can get this Kaiser offense up and running.
Talked about it, though, during the pregame, Kyle. They were replacing two different options from last year, so you understand why you still might be searching at this point in the season.
And that first pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Tanner Pata. Just out of the reach of the intended receiver there. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Good play, though, to open things up. Had him open and probably should have been an 8 to 10 yard pickup to open things up. So Kaiser not afraid to go to the air right away.
And we'll see what this very athletic Aiea defense can do to this up-and-coming Kaiser offense. 2nd and 10 at the 39 of Kaiser. Kaiser with basically two stacks of two receivers each on either side. Kaiser thought Aiea jumped. Nothing happening. Shotgun pass. Wang dancing around. He's going to run, and he will be brought down after about a gain of 1. So credit to him for moving the pile 1 yard. It'll be 3rd and 9 coming up.
It was Nathan Mitchell who got in his face first. A great job by him to make Maverick Wang uncomfortable back there. And then his teammate comes flying across the field. That was Malachi Li'i Utsu, who ended up finishing the play.
And let's keep an eye. We'll keep an eye for you listeners on Hiki. He's playing free safety right now, and you know he'd love to be feasting here on both sides of the ball. 3rd and 9. Here's the shotgun snap. Wang dancing around now, running right, and he's going to be gobbled up, and the ball's going to be out. And we'll see who picks it up. It looks like Aiea ball, and referee Danny Bain confirms it is. So Kaiser, a rough start to this one. They give up an 80-yard touchdown to Aiea to start things. And here on 3rd and 9, their sophomore quarterback gets sacked. He fumbles it, and Na'ali'i will take over on the Kaiser 26-yard line.
It was Iulio Sila, the sophomore defensive lineman, who recovered the fumble after Nathan Mitchell got in there. Said Mitchell's name on the play before, getting some pressure. This time he actually gets home and knocks the ball loose. A great job to get the strip sack, and just like that, Aiea really in business, can take control of this game before 2 minutes have even passed.
So exactly a minute after Aiea scored its opening touchdown, they're now 26 yards away from the Hanaho early in the first quarter. Shotgun snap, trips to the right side. The quarterback scrambles again. Jesus Capesi has another open receiver. 2 passes, 2 touchdowns. Aiea up 13-0. What a beautiful pass there to Ezra Spencer, who again, Paul, as the quarterback leaked out to the right, all the receivers settled down, found open spaces, and it was pretty easy pickings there, finding Spencer for 6.
As you mentioned, the junior wide receiver slot back. He's another guy who plays both ways. They call him Kila because he's a killer out there on the field. A great job by him to get open, and then once again, we see the evasiveness of the 6'2" Kaiser Jesus Capesi. Twice now he's had to use his legs to get out of some trouble, and twice now he's used his arm to score.
And this extra point attempt is going to be blocked. So that is one positive so far tonight for Kaiser. They limit it to a 13-0 Aiea lead. And, Paul, it's been a bit of a runaway already. We're not even 2 minutes into this game. 10:34 left on the first quarter clock as we're going to keep it here. But I know it's early, but what does Kaiser have to do to get back in this game, starting with this upcoming drive?
Well, first things first, you can't turn the ball over. You can't go 3 and out here. You had a drop on your first possession. You had your quarterback running for his life a couple of times, and the second time that he was unable to hold on to the ball. Still just a sophomore. You're going up against a strong Aiea unit that we've seen give nightmares to opposing offenses before. You have to give your young QB a chance.
Alaka'i Aveao, the freshman receiver, back as the primary kickoff returner. He's going to run up, and actually it's going to be Zayden Ling taking it at the 30, and he has some room to run. He's going to be out of bounds into Aiea territory. Nice job by Ling, the senior, with a return of about 25. He's going to get all the way to the 40-yard line of Aiea.
And that's a way to pick up your young QB as well. I talk about giving him a chance. How about flipping the field to start him in opposing territory? This opens up your playbook a little bit more. I understand down 2 possessions early on, things can seem daunting, but you got to work back. There's no 13-point play in football. You just have to find your way into the end zone, and then maybe your defense follows suit.
10:25 left to go here in the first quarter. Aiea leading 13-0 over the home team Kaiser Cougars. Maverick Wang looking to pull some Top Gun action here in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right side, and before the play can go, it's going to be a false start on the offense. And, Paul, that's one of those pre-snap penalties that especially a young team down by 13 in Aiea territory, you cannot commit at that point.
No, the last thing you want to do is be working from behind the chains, especially when you're already down, you're already in a script where you're kind of predictable offensively. You have to go to the air a little bit more, the more points you drop down by. And I just said how much it opens up your playbook when you do get great field position. Well, when you're in these first and second down and long, it actually shrinks your playbook up.
Wang going deep over the middle. He has a receiver, but just barely misses the open Leon Martin. And, Paul, that would have been another touchdown right down the middle. We've seen a couple of lapses on defense. The difference tonight, though, Aiea has taken advantage with 2 scores.
You're spot on, Kyle. It's the difference in the game right now. Like I said before, we haven't even played 2 minutes of actual game action yet, and there have been so many big plays potentially on the field. A couple of them have been made. That's been by Aiea. A couple of them have not been. That's been by Kaiser. That's why you see the Cougars down 13.
2nd and 15 now. Wang sending a receiver in motion, making it trips to the right side, single wide, near side. And Brady Kim, the running back, doing some blocking now as Maverick is running to the right, throws right, and he is going to have what looks like a completion. I thought it hit the ground. But the referee on the far side makes the call. It is going to be a completed pass and a first down for Kaiser.
Great job picking it up after we talked about the false start. You start from so far back, and sometimes you need a couple of breaks to go your way, and that one might have been one. All of a sudden, a fresh set of downs, and you're inside the 30, flirting with the red zone.
First and 10 at the 27 of Aiea for Kaiser. Again, the spread formation trips to the left side this time as Maverick Wang gets the snap, a low snap. He picks it up, throws it to the left side, and that's going to be caught by slot receiver Leon Martin. Takes a big hit but hangs on, and he's going to get credited with a gain of 5 yards.
Nice job by Martin getting the ball and getting down, not allowing himself to be stood up and speared. And also a dangerous throw right there by Wang. Didn't matter, as a nice job by Martin to just secure it in traffic.
2nd and 5 here at the 22 of Aiea. Kaiser looking to get on the board, trailing 13-0 early. Trips bunch to the left side. Now Martin goes back in motion to the right side, evening it out 2-2 as far as the receivers go. Shotgun snap again. Quick throw. Well, this one is going to be picked. And there's Hiki. We talked about him on the last drive. And Hiki goes all the way for 6 more. 3 big plays for Aiea, 3 scores. They now lead it 19-0 here at Kaiser.
House call Hiki. As we've talked about, the senior athlete, the slot back, the running back, the wide receiver, the defensive back, the do-it-all guy for Na'ali'i. He does a phenomenal job there, taking it back. What was that, 77 yards?
77 officially, according to Scoring Live. Thanks to Brian Ng for being on hand for our awesome stats tonight. And Paul, I wish Ku'ule back in the studio could clip what I said one drive ago about Hiki playing free safety, because not only did he read the quarterback's eyes, he jumped the route. That ball fluttered in the wind. Hiki had it all the way and went untouched for 6. So Aiea now looking to add the extra point. Low snap. Kick is up. And that one bounces off the upright, but it's that kind of night for Aiea. It bounces in on the dink. And that makes it Aiea 20, Kaiser nothing. We'll be back with more OIA football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
No matter what side of Oahu you stay, personalized, convenient, and efficient financial service is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union way. Visit ko'olaufcu.org and join today using your mobile device.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
For the few, the proud, the first to fight, Ko'olau Federal Credit Union has your 6. Whether you're active duty, civilian, or a member of a Marine household, Ko'olau FCU has a branch on base. Visit ko'olaufcu.org to join today.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
After Aiea makes it 20-0 here at Kaiser, the ensuing kickoff is a short one by Na'ali'i, picked up by Peter Moku, and he's going to be wrapped up by Malachi Li'i Utu for Aiea. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht bringing you the action here from Kaiser. A beautiful Friday night for football under the lights. Sun about to set off to our left here. And Paul, it's getting late early for Kaiser. Already down 20-0 on 3 big plays by Na'ali'i.
Yeah, I talked about giving yourself a chance. That goes for the young quarterback himself. Has been staring down his throws, has honestly not even been looking at his first read. It's just take the snap and fire it out. Needs to show just a little bit more patience at times as they'll go to the ground here.
Yeah, Kaiser with its first run of the night as Brady Kim runs it right into the oncoming defense. And that was Leo Sila, who also recovered a fumble earlier today, here picking up a tackle for loss.
bunch of different not elite players making early bids to be our VIP of the game. Obviously, you're going to have to stick around a lot longer to find out who that one is, but plenty of different candidates here just 4 minutes into action.
2nd and 14 coming up here for Kaiser. Right at about its own 36-yard line. Wang in the gun again, trips to the left side, pointing to the right side, trying to identify a defender there. Gets the snap, 3-step drop, looking left, throwing left, and that one is almost picked again off the big paw of one of the defensive linemen who dropped back. I think that was Dominic Garcia, who turned from a defensive lineman almost into a flex linebacker to get that PBU.
You would be right. The 5'5" junior defensive lineman / kind of linebacker as well. And tell you what, when you're 5'5", sometimes you're considered undersized. Well, get your hands up, and all of a sudden you grow in how much bigger you are as a defensive apprehensive. Good job right there by the young man to break that one up, make it 3rd and long.
3rd and 14 here for Kaiser. The ball's on the ground. Wang picks it up, but he is going to be gobbled up by the oncoming defensive wall. And that'll be a loss of at least 3. Another sack recorded by Aiea. And a punt coming up here for Kaiser, down 20-0 with 7:30 left to go in the first quarter.
And it looked like it was Garcia again who got the first hit on the sack. And then Malachi Li'i Utu comes on in to finish it off. A 4th down coming on up for Kaiser, and nothing going the way of the home squad.
Champ Colburn and Hiki back to return it for Aiea. It's easy for us to identify Hiki tonight, Paul. He's wearing almost a salmon-colored tape spats on his ankles and his gloves as this punt is whistled out of bounds. It'll be a short kick to about the 35 of Aiea, make it the 37 of Aiea. But again, it's been all Aiea here tonight, Paul, and I've asked you before, and it didn't seem to work. But now on defense, down by 3 scores, what does Kaiser have to do to at least hang around as they're down big early in the first quarter?
Let's start with not giving up a touchdown on this play. It's the little things, right? There have been 2 offensive plays from scrimmage for Aiea so far. There have been 2 offensive touchdowns for Aiea so far. So on this one, just focus on perhaps not letting up a first down. Is that too much to ask?
And right off the bat, an encroachment penalty by Kaiser, so that'll make it 1st and 5. And as the referees administer that penalty, we remind you that OIA Sports on HSRN is brought to you in part by Hawaii Pacific Health. HPH takes the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we are creating a healthier Hawaii.
I don't want to take away from how Aiea has been playing, but Kyle, it really has just been a lot of Kaiser mistakes, some self-inflicted wounds so far in this first quarter that is the reason you see him down 20-0 right now.
And here's another pass by Aiea, another deep ball, and another successful completion, but it goes right through the open hands of Ezra Spencer. That pass a little bit too high from the freshman quarterback Kaiser Jesus Capesi. And Paul, that could have been another trip for 6.
Yeah, Keila Spencer thinking about his 2nd touchdown of the night. Unfortunately for the 5'6" receiver, he's 5'6". If perhaps he's 5'8", 5'9", we're talking about another house call for Aiea. Just got to get home on these pressures. It's not that Kaiser isn't getting pressure on Jesus Capesi.
And right off the bat, another completed pass. This one goes out to Andreas Adams, the 6'3" senior, and he's going to pick up close to 30 yards on that completed pass. Nice patience there by Jesus Capesi with that completed pass.
Yeah, you look at this Aiea offense, and they're just very impressive with the different weapons that they have, because we sit here, we're talking about Keila Spencer, we're sitting here, we're talking about Hiki Kim Choi Keb Alo, you've got Legend Bird Ta'ala, and it just doesn't stop there.
And here's a screen pass to Hiki. He's going to be untouched into the end zone. Another score. That one goes 32. Another touchdown for Hiki. And Aiea starting to run away with this one, 26-0. We're not even halfway through the first quarter.
It's truly just been an incredible performance from Aiea's offense. So efficient every single time, working to get their playmakers in space. And at that point, it's really hard if you're anybody to make a play. Kaiser just a step too slow here in the first quarter.
And Paul, I'm going to steal your color analyst hat real quick. Aiea did a really good job. The outside receivers blocking. The pass was behind the line, so that makes it legal. And from there, Hiki took the pass, followed that tunnel all the way to the end zone for 6. Like I said, untouched. And on the ensuing extra point, we have a flag on the play. So we'll see what the call is. But basically everything Aiea is doing, other than that one incomplete pass, has been for a touchdown.
It's really just been everything firing on all cylinders for Aiea. An impressive performance. Perhaps they should get us to travel with them, I guess. This is the second time that the offense putting on a show here on the HSRN airwaves.
Yeah, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back too much, but right now, when we've done Aiea games this year, they lead opponents 86-2.
Seems pretty good. Hard to lose games at that.
So after the penalty on Aiea, they'll back up a bit, and we'll try the extra point again. And the kick is up, and it is good. So 27-0 now is the margin. We're going to keep it here, Paul. I think we've talked about it twice, and Kaiser doesn't seem to be following your blueprint. But again,
so do I ask you then?
So I'm going to put my positive Paul hat on here. You're down 27-0, but a lot of game time left. Let's just try to break it down, right? If Kaiser can get one touchdown every quarter, they're back in the game. But it starts with this one.
Well, and that's kind of the conversation, right? I totally understand where you look and it's a disaster start for the Cougars. But like you said, with so much time left, you can't allow that to consume you at this point. And all it takes is just one score, then one stop, and all of a sudden magic can happen. I mean, shoot, not to compare both of these teams to the NFL, but look no further than what happened in Week 1, the impossible. What is it that they call it on Red Zone? The witching hour? Well, who knows? You just have to be within striking distance. If Kaiser can get within that by the fourth quarter, you feel a lot better.
Olakai Aveao returning this kickoff. He's going to come out to the 37-yard line of Kaiser. Make it the 38. Nice return there. And, Paul, you're a big Jets fan. I have to say, Aiea, sporting the Jets colors. I wonder if that's going to be a good sign for your Jets this weekend.
Gosh, one can pray and hope, can't they? Pretty lifelong suffering New York Jets fan, but tell you what, the Aiea fans not suffering tonight. Well fed both offensively with big plays and defensively with big plays. If my Jets play like this on Sunday, tell you what, Josh Allen and Buffaloes are in trouble.
We're at the 6:04 mark here in the first quarter. And another pre-snap penalty. We have a sideline warning on Aiea, so that means basically they got a little too close to the referee. That one is literally just a warning, so no penalty yardage. The next one will be 5 yards. The next one and every penalty similar after that will be 15 yards. So back to live action here. Kaiser with it, 1st and 10 at its own 38. Wang again in the gun, goes to the left side, incomplete again, too high for Leon Martin.
And that one a little bit tougher for Wang, where he delivered it to a spot and Martin starts to float back. And it's, I wouldn't say either of the guys' fault, right? As a quarterback, you're trying to put it directly on where you think the route is going to be. And as a wide receiver, you're trying to come back and help make a play on the ball, not allow it to float up in the air. Unfortunately there, it just falls to the turf. Now 2nd and 10.
Senior Aiden Leong, now the running back for Kaiser. 2nd and 10 coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised if Kaiser tries to run the ball, maybe give it some time for the defense to rest. And Wang drops it again. The ball's on the ground, and it's going to be another Aiea sack. It looks like Victor Guevara Another senior defender making the sack there and bringing up 3rd and long.
It's just everybody right now for Aiea making plays, and it's just unfortunately nothing working for Kaiser right now. A sack on 2nd down and 10 puts you even further behind the sticks, and at this point you're just hoping that you get lucky and break one for an explosive, and maybe that can be the spark that you're looking for.
So 3rd and about 18 coming up here following the sack. Wang sending a receiver in motion, making it trips to the right side. Single wide to the near side. Here's the snap, another low one. Wang picks it up, tosses right, and another incomplete pass. Nearly they're going to throw it. So I was going to say, nearly a hit on a defenseless receiver. I thought the defender led with his hands, which would mean that they don't have a penalty, but the referees are going to say that it was some kind of a shoulder type of hit, which makes it illegal, and that'll be a personal foul on Aiea. And that's one of those things they put in a few years ago. Safety first, of course. And the good news for Aiea is that after the penalty, it's still going to be 3rd and 3, so they still have a chance to get 4th down against Kaiser here.
A huge break for Kaiser, though, as they now go from 3rd and forever to 3rd and very manageable. This is where you can go back to the ground, kind of like you were mentioning before, which sometimes can be their bread and butter. You have multiple backs who are talented.
So 3rd and 3 here. 5:01 left to play in the first quarter. Kaiser down 27-0. First down, Kaiser on the run. They listen to our idea, and Aiden Leong runs to the right side, picks up about 13, and gets a first down for Kaiser, I believe. Their first natural first down of this ballgame.
I would think that's correct as well. Before they had an interception on 2nd down, a drop. It's been a rough first quarter offensively, and that's why it's a long game, right? You still continue to work. You stay mentally tough, mentally strong, and keep on working.
Wang overthrows his receiver again, and Paul, I think it's not a matter of accuracy. It's really just Aiea's defensive rush has been so quick that Wang doesn't really have time to even set his feet, and he's just kind of launching a grenade out there, hoping he gets it to a receiver.
Yeah, it's kind of this weird thought where it's like you're happy that he's getting the ball out quick so he's not being sacked, but also at the same time, how many of the throws is he giving a chance to his receivers on? He's got to be a little bit better. His receivers got to be a little bit better, and the offensive line really have to start winning their matchups up front.
And that's a great point, Paul. Leong has been open, and this pass is going to go out to the right side. Receiver cuts back, to the left, and the ball's going to squirt out, but are they going to say he's down? They do, so that'll bring up 3rd and 13, but you got to give props to Aiea. That was one of those misdirection plays where Kaiser threw the screen to the right side. The runner tried to cut back against the grain, but Aiea sniffed it out and made the tackle for loss.
Yeah, and Caleb Hamasaki's the one who made the catch, the leading receiver last season for Kaiser, and he's still a little bit slow taking his time, and now will make his way over to the sideline after taking a big ol' hit from the Aiea defense. You hope he's okay. A really talented player for this Cougar offense.
So another 3rd and long coming up here for Kaiser. 3:40 and winding here in the first quarter. Na'ali'i with a 27-0 lead. Wang trips to the left side now. Another low snap, and it's on the ground. Oh, the referee called it before the ball was recovered. That could have been Aiea ball. But we'll see. It will indeed, after the whistle blows, be Kaiser ball. But that could have been even worse.
It's a huge break for Kaiser where it looked like it might have been able to be another defensive touchdown even. The ball still loose and a defender still on his feet as he was picking it up for Aiea. Instead, it just brings up 4th down and super long, and another punting situation for Kaiser here as we tick under 3 minutes left in the opening frame.
Yeah, super long being 19 yards, and here's the punt by Kaiser. A nice coffin corner action that goes out in between the 15 and the 10. And we got to give props to the punter there, Kaea McKillop, who's also the kicker for Kaiser. So that's probably one of the bright spots is Kaiser's special teams game, kicking the ball and returning it. But now as they go back on defense. They're going to have to start cashing in on some of these field opportunities.
Yeah, at some point you have to play complementary football, right? We've talked about it on previous broadcasts all the time, where when the offense is struggling, you want to pick it up defensively. That way, when the defense picks it up, the offense then has the ability, all right, we're back in this game. The special teams playing well, they can't win it by themselves the same way the defense can't win by themselves the same way the offense can't win by themselves. Football, one of the most ultimate team sports out there.
Spencer catches the swing pass, and he's going to scamper about 4 yards to the left side. Aiea with it now. 2:30 left to go in the first quarter, up by 27, looking to add to their lead. And the referee actually gave him 5 yards on that gain there.
But that's what Aiea continues to do on these early downs, is get the ball to their playmakers in space, and from there it either sets up second and third down and manageable. Have they gotten to a third down yet? I think it's just been second down. They've gone to second down and manageable, and then they'll pick up another first down, they'll score. They've done such a nice job giving space, open space, to these different receivers.
Hiki out on his own to the right side, and this is going to be the first tackle for loss by Kaiser tonight, as the run up the middle is stuffed and stopped. That was, I believe, legend bird Tawala in his tracks, and he's going to lose about 3 yards. So 3rd and 8 now coming up for Aiea.
Ta'ala came into the night with 271 yards on the ground so far across 5 games this season. Just 2 touchdowns, but picks up an average of 6.3 yards per carry. That time loses about 4, so that average coming down a little bit.
We'll see what Na'ali'i do here on 3rd and long. Just about a minute left to go in the quarter. 4-score lead for Na'ali'i. It's going to be another swing pass to the left side. Receiver makes 2 men miss, and he's finally going to be tackled out of bounds. That's Andreas Adams again. Nice job of dancing and dipping, but it will bring up 4th and about 4.
And that's a great job by this Kaiser defense, Kyle. Exactly what we just talked about, right? Your special teams does its job to pin down the Aiea offense deep. Your defense does its job with the long field behind it, quickly forcing a 3-and-out, and now an opportunity perhaps to get some good field position, and your offense to find its groove as this first quarter starts to come to a close.
And the good thing for Kaiser is that Aiea's kicking into that wind as we near the end of the first quarter. It'll be Simu Gora and Zayden Ling back to receive for Kaiser, right about at the 50-yard line. Snap is good, punt is good, almost blocked, and there's going to be a roughing the kicker. So from bad to worse goes the first quarter for Kaiser, as they were about to get the ball on the Aiea side of the field, but then an obvious roughing the kicker penalty will give Aiea the first down.
You'll know this better than me. Is it roughing versus running into in high school, or is it just roughing in high school?
So there are both, but that to me was an obvious roughing, because I think it was 54 came in, Poata Pratt Faitu, and basically had no play on the ball. He just leveled the punter. If he would have kind of tapped him or even hit his kicking leg, not the plant leg, that would have been running into. But knowing that it was 4th and 4, it still would have been a first down.
No, absolutely.
So you got to know your situation if you're Kaiser.
I was just more so curious because I didn't know if we had both. But either way, you're right. You have to know a little bit better in that situation where you're already getting an opportunity at great field position. You haven't been able to put together a positive all night. And then your defense finally gets a stop. And then all of a sudden you give a fresh set of downs to Aiea to close out this first quarter.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, too, as a referee, if I'm making that call as Aiea runs it up the middle here for a nice gain, it's going to be a first down and more than 25 yards. And just to finish that thought, Paul, I'm calling that a roughing all day, because player safety in that situation is paramount. So it's been all Aiea here in the first quarter. They're going to have 1st and 10 inside Kaiser territory when we get back. 27-0 at the end of the first quarter. Na'ali'i over the Kaiser Cougars. This is OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Discover the fresh flavors at Pearl at Kalawau's newly renovated restaurant. From loco moco and fried rice plates to Hawaiian food Fridays, every dish is inspired by Hawaii's finest local ingredients. Stop by any day. No need to be a golfer. Enjoy their full-service bar, daily dining, and happy hour specials weekdays from 3 to 6:30. Planning a special celebration? Their indoor and outdoor venues, custom catering, and stunning views will make any event unforgettable. Pearl at Kalawau. Gather, celebrate, and savor with aloha.
Every woman is unique. And because women's bodies are different from men's, so are many of their health needs. At Hawai'i Pacific Health, we believe every woman's healthcare should be unique to her. From health screenings and well woman exams to pregnancy, bone and joint care, heart health, cancer care, and senior needs, our expert teams provide personalized care for women of all ages. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/women's centers.
What if we told you that you could turn $1 into $2 just by going shopping? Bet. Introducing DoubleDownDealsHawaii.com, Honolulu's home for buy one, get one free deals from your favorite local activities, restaurants, and travel spots. Visit DoubleDownDealsHawaii.com today, where you don't need luck to save. Are you a business owner interested in radio and digital advertising without ever cutting us a check? Send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook at Hawaii Sports Radio for more info about this 100% trade opportunity.
Aiea football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network is presented by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Kaiser Stadium here at Kaiser High School in East Honolulu. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you. And Aiea, after scoring 27 unanswered points in the first quarter, is finally going to be met with some defensive opposition as Kaiser gets a loss of 6, tackling Ezra Spencer, and then gets a sack of freshman quarterback Kaisel Jesus Capesi, and that's going to bring up Paul third and about close to 30. So, like you said earlier, and like our good friend Darnell Arsenault says, you don't have anything in the playbook for this, so you might have to get creative.
Absolutely. It's a tough situation for this Aiea offense. We've seen them, though, pick up big chunk yardage before. That was a really nice job getting into the backfield by Nikolai Skirto, the senior for Kaiser. And Kyle, we've seen that multiple times tonight. The Cougars are actually getting really good pressure on Kaisel Jesus Capesi, but he's been getting away, but he won't get away here.
And that's another sack. The third loss in a row, and I believe that was Isako Sapoanga getting in on the action there. You can see the similar hair to his former University of Hawaii and NFL playing father. Very similar look and similar result there as Aiea. Let's do the math here. 10, 20, 30, close to 4th and 40 coming up right here.
Yeah, and that's twice in a row that Kaiser does a really nice job finishing off the defensive play. Like you said, Sopoanga does a good job swallowing up the very, very sturdy Jesus Capesi. Sopoanga says, I know you're strong, brother. I'm even stronger.
And I don't know if you noticed it, but Sopoanga did a nice somersault after. Luckily for him, he wasn't flagged for that, but very shifty for the big D-line.
I was going to say, for a guy who is listed at 272 pounds, it moves very swiftly out there on the field.
So 4th and 40, Aiea obviously punting, and this is going to be a booming kick with the wind, and that's going to flip the field. That's a nice job by Aiea. That'll be a net of nearly 50 yards, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for Kaiser. We'll keep it here. 9:15 left in the first half. Aiea with a commanding 27-0 lead. But, Paul, that was Kaiser's first defensive stop of this game. Now they need to capitalize.
Yeah, it's been, though, we've seen the Cougars' defense starting to wake up. We've seen flashes from their offense throughout the night, albeit not all together. The special teams has been there for the most part as well, but a couple of knucklehead penalties here and there take them out of great spots. Can they stay ahead of the sticks is the question.
Kaiser runs it to the right side. It looks like a holding penalty is going to bring it back. That was a nice run by Aiden Leong, but laundry on the field, this one looks to be coming back.
Might be a reason he had a nice run right there. As you're right, Kyle, it's going to be a holding call against Kaiser. And just as we were talking about it before, you can't be playing from behind the sticks consistently. And how many first down penalties has Kaiser had tonight, whether it's a false start, it's a hold here and there. And when you're already down this much, you can't continue to afford these types of mistakes.
So 10 yards from the previous spot will bring up 1st and 20. And we take a moment to remind you that OIA Sports and HSRN is brought to you in part by DSC Hawai'i, providing quality work in the most efficient manner. It's been an efficient start for Aiea for sure. 27-0, they lead it early in the second quarter. Kaiser trying to bounce back. Here's the 1st and 20 play. Wang throws it, and this one is complete. A nice job there hauling it in. And that'll be a gain of about 9.
Zayden Ling doing a nice job leaping up to grab that one, listed at just 5'5". Looked like the ball was put at about 6'5", and leaping up to secure it in traffic. And all of a sudden, you get back those 10 yards you lost on the holding penalty, and you give yourself at least a chance here on 2nd and 10.
So the gain of 10 makes it 2nd and 10. We'll see if Kaiser can continue to move the ball. Nearly 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. Wang goes deep to the left side. He has a man, and he has a completion. Kaiser starting to show signs of life after a very tough first quarter. And that's going to bring the ball all the way to the 40-yard line of Aiea on the deep pass to the left side.
That was a great job by Leon Martin setting up his defender. A little bit of a double move, stop, start, and go. And a beautifully placed ball by Maverick Wang, the sophomore, starting, like you said, to look a little bit more comfortable back there. And into Aiea territory goes Kaiser.
So Wang in the shotgun again, calls for it, gets the snap, and another handoff to Aiden Leong. He runs left and picks up 15 yards. That's another first down for Kaiser.
And like we said, they're starting to find a little bit of a rhythm offensively. And like I said, to kind of close out the first quarter, Kyle, sometimes all it takes is your defense stepping up and making a stop, stepping up and showing you, hey, we've got your back. Do you have ours? A nice job here, at the very least, giving some of your defensive guys an opportunity to rest.
Kaiser moving with pace here. Another run to the right side by Leong. Makes a few defenders miss. And he's going to pick up about 8 yards here. But another flag on the play. Looks like it could be in the area of holding again as the umpire threw that foul.
And they'll wave it off. And that's a big penalty to be picked up if you're Kaiser, where we've talked about it throughout this game so far, Kyle. You can't be playing from behind the sticks. You can't afford the mistakes and to shoot yourself in the foot, especially on a drive where you've looked so good. Things are starting to click together. You don't want to move backwards, and here, luckily, Kaiser does not.
So Kaiser, like you said, Paul, moving the ball well into the wind here at the 18-yard line of Aiea.
Nice balanced attack, too, going between the air and the ground.
Wang throws it behind his receiver, though, nearly picked off. Kaiser was very fortunate as that ball bounced off the hands of Leon Martin, who seems to be the favorite target of Wang tonight.
Yeah, certainly has been relying on Martin tonight. And that one, like you said, a little bit behind the receiver, but still a catchable ball. You hope that your number one pass catcher can make that play for you, and every once in a while he doesn't.
Play here for Kaiser. 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Snap is good. A handoff, but it's going to be a stuffed run. Aiea smelled that one out, and that's going to be a loss of nearly 8. Make it a 9-yard loss. So just like that, Kaiser goes from threatening to now push back, where they're going to have to go for it on 4th and long because, like we mentioned, going into the wind, a field goal here is difficult.
Yeah, and I was going to say before, on third down, the reason you can take that passing shot down the field is because you set up third and manageable still. A great job by the Aiea defense getting in the backfield. Looked like it was Jarius Iosefa who ended up finishing the tackle alongside Malachi Utu.
Fourth and we'll call it 12 now after they adjust the sticks after that 10-yard loss. Wang tosses it over the middle. That one's complete. It's going to be a first down after the gain of about 16.
Zayden Ling over the middle, finding a pocket in that Aiea zone, and a beautiful job just sitting there. And Wang fires it on in there to pick up a first down. And looks like Kaiser could pick up one more fresh set of downs if they get it all the way down to the 1-yard line.
And here's going to be a run to the left side as Leong is bottled up again. No gain there. That'll bring up second down. 5:40 and winding here in the second quarter. And do we have an injured player? No. Clock is still running. So Aiea with a 27-0 lead. Kaiser trying to take a bite out of that deficit. It's been a one-sided game so far, but with a few more plays or maybe even one really good one, Kaiser can finally make its impact on the scoreboard.
I mean, we said it in the first quarter, Kyle. There was a lot of football still to be played. You just have to keep it within striking distance. Part of that, you got to get on the board, capitalize on this opportunity here.
2nd and 10 with a trips bunch to the left side, single wide far to the right side. Wang gets it. 3-step drop. He's chased. He's running. He's heading left. He throws it, and that's going to be swatted out of bounds. Paul, I know we're not at basketball season yet, but that was a prototypical basketball block, knocking it out of bounds, bringing up 3rd and 10.
I think it was Li'i Utu once again for this Aiea defense who got a paw on it. And it is fitting, though, Kyle. As I was getting ready for the game, I'm walking in, and behind us I hear the squeak of basketball sneakers and the bounce of the basketball, and it's starting to get me ready for that season as well.
I was about to say, is that Li'i Uto Matumbo making that play?
At the very least, I'm curious. Maybe he plays basketball and he's trying to get in.
Wang running for his life. He's going to be sacked again. Another big takedown by Aiea. This was Royale Tavale Peterson, and that was the sack royale for sure for Aiea.
And that one, a heartbreaker for Kaiser. A young quarterback making a mistake, running backwards, trying to evade the sack, and unfortunately now brings up 4th down, and forever you're out of realistic field goal range, and you can pick up a first down, but at the 1-yard line you may as well score at this point. So kind of no man's land now for Kaiser.
And following that royale flush there, it's going to be about a 4th and 25 coming up here for Kaiser. Might be almost Hail Mary territory where you just toss it up and hope for the best.
In a sense, almost an arm punt, and if it does get intercepted, you hope to tackle them outside the end zone.
Empty set here, all 5 receivers spread out. Wang, 5-step drop, dancing, and he's going to be nearly sacked. He throws it away, which should be intentional grounding. But either way, it's going to be Kaiser ball. They are going to throw it. So the good news for Aiea is they're going to bring it back to the spot, and I believe they add 5 yards to that, and then it's going to be a turnover on down. So Aiea is going to get a great spot here following that loss of down.
It's just a brutal break for the Cougars after it looked like they had finally figured something out. And you don't want to just completely throw that drive in the bin if you are Kaiser either. Unfortunate that you can't get any points on it, but still here an opportunity for your defense to hold Aiea completely scoreless, and perhaps you're able to find the end zone or the scoreboard at the very least in these final 3:42.
So Aiea takes over, like you said, Paul. 3:42 left before halftime. Aiea with the 27-0 lead, and they're going to have it at their own 39-yard line. Jesus Capesi with it, tosses it to the right side, and that's going to be a loss of about 4. So the good news for Kaiser is the defense is finally starting to solve the riddle that Aiea presents. The bad news is they're already down 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's part of the shame of you can't start slow, especially in this sport where if you spot your opponent 3 touchdowns. That's hard to come back from, let alone 4 touchdowns. And realistically, that's what happened in that first quarter. You have a defensive score, a pick 6, after you had pretty good field position, and then you have 2 offensive drives that were 1 total play in length.
Big run for Aiea here. Hitting the edge is the scampering Legend, and Legend has it. It's another Aiea score. Big run there. That's going to be, I believe, a gain of 59 on the touchdown, and Legend Bird Tawala with his second touchdown of this ball game.
Beautiful job by Tawala to tightrope alongside this near side sideline. And then instead of stepping out, instead of getting pushed out, evades the last couple of defenders and weaves his way back to the middle of the field, as he's now got 2 explosive touchdowns here tonight. He's making a case for our VIP of the game now. And tell you what, maybe we should talk about that quarterback as well, who's been quite the player. A lot of good from this Aiea unit throughout this opening 24 minutes.
Victor Guevara back to put up the extra point. His kick is up and good. Aiea surges ahead now 34-0 with 2:50 to play before halftime. We'll be back with more OIA football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
No matter what side of Oahu you stay, personalized, convenient, and efficient financial service is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union way. Visit ko'olaufcu.org and join today using your mobile device.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
For the few, the proud, the first to fight, Ko'olau Federal Credit Union has your 6. Whether you're active duty, civilian, or a member of a Marine household, Ko'olau FCU has a branch on base. Visit ko'olaufcu.org to join today.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
Who doesn't love a good pizza? Visit Slice of Waikiki, your favorite Pizza by the Slice shop. For over 13 years, they've been serving up huge, freshly made slices and delicious appetizers for locals and visitors alike. Drop by their new location at 333 Seaside Avenue to instantly satisfy your pizza cravings by the slice or build your own whole pie masterpiece. Visit sliceofwaikiki.com for pickup, delivery, and catering options. Slice of Waikiki, freshly made pizza with aloha.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
If you're just tuning in, you've missed quite a bit of action already as Aiea with a 34-0 lead over Kaiser on the road. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you. Ku'ule Agbayani back in the studio. Michael Esquero on the sideline getting some great photos and videos. And Paul, it was a legendary cutback there that helped Legend Bird Tawala get that touchdown and make it a 5-score lead for Na'ali'i.
Yeah, just a really nice move from him and a nice job with his contact balance, because it wasn't that he was untouched the entire way. Shook off a couple of defenders, juked out a couple of more, and then put up Aiea 34 on the scoreboard with 2:38 left here in the opening half.
And we'll see if you're Kaiser, Paul, do you try to score here? Do you just try to take enough time off the clock so that you can go into halftime?
I mean, I'm still going for it as you get a direct snap right here.
That's Aiden Leong picking up 5, maybe 6 yards, and he rumbles forward for a gain of 7.
And that's kind of where I was going with my thought process of you've had some success in the running attack anyway here in the second quarter. You can kind of rely on that while you move down the field and start to suck up these final 2 minutes of action while you still have a few timeouts in your back pocket. And if you do end up getting within striking distance of the end zone, then you can take your timeouts, take a couple of shots. But otherwise, last thing you want to do is give this Aiea team more time for some explosives in this first half.
And Kaiser, in addition to battling Aiea, they're battling winds of more than 20 miles an hour now. The winds have picked up as this game has moved along. And speaking of picking up, Kaiser picks up a big first down here on the quick run up the middle. That's going to be a first down at the 39 of Aiea.
And it's Leong once again on the direct snap. A little bit of the Wildcat offense for the Cougars.
A wild Cougar, maybe?
Perhaps. Either way, a little bit more of getting their bite back. And also good to see, looks like Caleb Hamasaki back out there. You'll remember, Kyle, he left a little bit earlier after taking a pretty big hit down low.
And Aiea is going to take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. We'll be right back. This is OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Since 1976, locals have loved this place. And now the newly renovated Pearl at Kalawao is ready for your next round. Play their championship 18-hole course or sharpen your short game on the brand new Namomi Ekolu 3-hole pitch and putt. Open daily for residents, visitors, juniors, and groups. No membership required. With Kama'aina rates, rental clubs, and a full driving range, Pearl at Kalawao is golf reimagined. Pearl at Kalawao, where Hawaii comes to play.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
The OIA lives here. KGU AM, K236CR. Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Caleb Hamasaki into the game at quarterback for Kaiser. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you. 1:27 left to go before halftime. Kaiser trailing 34-0 to the visiting Aiea Na'ali'i. And Paul, with 2nd and 7 coming up at the 36 of Aiea, Kaiser is cooking something up, but can they kind of get the baked goods before halftime?
I'm also just curious, what are they cooking? Now their second different non-quarterback as you get a poor snap and flags will fly. A false start will go against Kaiser, but we saw to start the game off, it was Maverick Wang taking the snaps at QB, the sophomore for Kaiser, but since then we've seen direct snaps to Aiden Leong, the running back, and now direct snaps to Caleb Hamasaki, the senior wide receiver. And Hamasaki, I was talking about it before he got injured early on, where he's one of the most athletic players on this Kaiser offense, one of the best playmakers, and I expected to see him involved, just maybe not necessarily at quarterback.
And we'll see what Caleb can cook up here again in the quarterback stance. Gets the snap, hands it off, and again, Aiea gobbles that one up. The ball's out, I believe. And the referees are pointing Aiea's way. We'll see the final result. We should get a bigger signal than this. Are we going to have a turnover? We do. Aiea gets it back again. And Paul, with 1:18 before halftime, Na'ali'i can continue to pour it on.
It has just been all Aiea throughout this first half. That was Peter Moku who got the carry for Kaiser and had it punched out as he was going down to the ground, recovered by Aiea. The third turnover of this first half for the Cougars, and that's not even counting turning it over on downs either, Kyle. So offensively, just have to figure it out and start to win the turnover battle even a little bit if you want to get back in this game.
So Kaiser Jesus Capesi in the gun again. It's going to be an end around. Kaiser sees it and figures it out all the way as Champ Colburn is stuffed for a loss, and that'll bring the clock down to about a minute before halftime.
And that was Finley Church, the senior linebacker, who was able to take him on down. A beautiful job wrapping up in the open field and tackling him for a big loss. Like you said, sniffed it out and now sets it up second down, as looks like we had a flag on the play for holding against Aiea as well.
Actually, Paul, this is an interesting one. This is a delay of game on the offense, and that usually means that the runner either didn't hand the ball back to the official or he threw it away or basically stalled. When that's normally not the case when you're leading. Normally you would do that, if you're on defense and you're trying to hold the offensive player down and basically waste the time away. But it was called there, and now the clock continues to run under a minute, second and more than 20 here for Aiea.
And I have to imagine if you are Aiea, you go back to the ground right here, and shows what I know as they go to the air.
Jesus Capesi says, I'll show you the ground game as my guy is going to pick up about 9 and get out of bounds with 41 seconds. That's a great job by Aiea, making it third and at least manageable at about the 39-yard line.
And that's almost funny to say, right? Because it's third down and, 11? Third down and 12 now for Aiea, but you're completely right. The way this offense has been moving for Na'ali'i throughout the evening as we have an Aiea player down with an injury. But
yeah, this is a bummer, Paul. This is Ezra Spencer, who's going to be looked at by the training staff, and hopefully it's minor, but the training staff is looking at him. They're holding his right leg, so we'll see exactly what the diagnosis is. But that Sports Injury Report brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii.
You really hope that he is okay. Had a big touchdown catch earlier in the first quarter, worked his way wide open after the strip sack and fumble recovery in that first quarter by Aiea, and he's getting up now in some pain still. You hope that he's all right long term. The last thing you want to see is any type of injury, and we've talked about it throughout this first half, Kyle. Aiea does have a bunch of different playmakers, but you don't want to lose any, especially at this point in the season.
So Spencer is walking off on his own. Tough guy right there. And we'll see if he can get back into this game, but also if Aiea continues to maintain this five-score lead, maybe it might be in Aiea's best interest just to hold him out and, make sure he's okay for the rest of the year, knowing that this game is, at least at this point, pretty well in hand.
Yeah, you've done a nice job giving yourself some breathing room throughout this first half to, at the very least, give yourself the opportunity to consider that in the second half, as he slowly has made his way off the field now with the athletic training staff. And like you said, you never want to see that happen to anybody. Injuries, unfortunately, part of the game, but the worst part of the game of football.
So third and about 13 coming up here for Na'ali'i. It's going to be another quick pass to the left side. Making a few men miss is Champ Colburn. And the clock will continue to run. 4th and 3 coming up, 30 seconds and winding. And I wonder two things. Will Kaiser call timeout? No, because they want to get to the locker room. Will Aiea try to convert this or punt it? It looks like they will try to go for it.
I was going to say, if I'm Aiea, I'm taking one final shot, one hope that you can break one in some space, get Hiki the ball somewhere out in the middle of the field and let him do his work.
Hiki split out to the left as part of a trips formation. And this will be another quarterback sack as the freshman Jesus Capesi is brought down behind the line. And that will end the first half. It's been all Na'ali'i. They rule the night so far, 34-0 over the home team, Kaiser Cougars. We'll be back with the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union halftime show. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you. You're listening to OA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Every woman is unique. And because women's bodies are different from men's, so are many of their health needs. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we believe every woman's healthcare should be unique to her. From health screenings and well woman exams to pregnancy, bone and joint care, heart health, cancer care, and senior needs, our expert teams provide personalized care for women of all ages. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/women's centers.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
To every referee, umpire, and judge in high school sports, we want to say, we see you.
We see everything you do for us that goes unnoticed.
We see the positive role models that you are.
We see the way you get unfairly criticized just for doing your job.
The truth is, we couldn't play without you.
So thank you for investing your time in us.
Thank you for protecting the integrity of the game, no matter what.
We hope you always know how much we appreciate you.
Because without you, this is just recess. It's not really a game.
Thank you for always making it possible for us to play the sports we love.
Want to serve the students in your community? Sign up to become an official in Hawaii at highschoolofficials.com.
What if we told you that you could turn $1 into $2 just by going shopping? Bet. Introducing DoubleDownDealsHawaii.com, Honolulu's home for buy one, get one free deals from your favorite local activities, restaurants, and travel spots. Visit DoubleDownDealsHawaii.com today, where you don't need luck to save. Are you a business owner interested in radio and digital advertising without ever cutting us a check? Send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook at Hawaii Sports Radio for more info about this 100% trade opportunity.
Fatal crashes are taking too many lives. HPD has launched Safer Roads Together, a campaign to save lives through engagement, not just enforcement. Everyone deserves to get home safely. Simple choices, buckling up, putting phones away, and slowing down save lives. Please drive with Aloha. Each week, officers will be in neighborhoods and online every Traffic Safety Tuesday, sharing tips to keep families safe. The choice is yours. Let's protect each other. Safer roads start with us.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. The band is on the field. Not in that way. The Kaiser High School Marching Band getting ready for their halftime performance, and just in the nick of time because this is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union halftime show. Are you ready to cruise in your next ride? Ko'olau FCU offers auto loans with super competitive rates as low as 4.49% APR and flexible terms up to 84 months. Whether it's a sleek new model or a reliable used vehicle, I love those, we got you covered. Plus, enjoy quick pre-approvals and an extra 0.5% rate reduction on electric or hybrid vehicles. Slide into better savings and smoother terms today. Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA. Paul, what a first half, especially when you look at Aiea 34-0. They lead Kaiser, and it was basically 3 scores on 3 times touching the ball to start the game. It's hard for Kaiser to bounce back after that effort.
I mean, just in the blink of an eye, it seemed like Na'olihi had taken total control of this game. And I'm talking like within 2-3 minutes of game time actually starting. You talk about it, I mean, go no further than the first offensive play of the game for Aiea, an 80-yard touchdown reception on a blown coverage after a great job by Kaiser Jesus Capesi evading the Kaiser rush, something he was not able to do as much in that second quarter, and just firing downfield to a wide-open Legend Bird Ta'ala, and then, of course, Bird Ta'ala had a second touchdown to close out that first half, and that was the lone score of the second quarter after Kaiser had kind of figured things out. But overall, it just seemed like Aiea was ready out of the gates, and it took the Cougars some time to warm up and wake up from their slumber.
Yeah, definitely not a Maina Bird Ta'ala play there, but I think, like you said, Paul, having that play where the Aiea quarterback, Kaiser Jesus Capesi, essentially got out of 3 sacks and then had the wide open receiver. It was almost like Kaiser was so shell-shocked that it took them until the second quarter where they finally got a few sacks, some positive defensive plays before they got back in the game. And then you blink a few more times and they're down 34-0. So it's one of those things where one play, one effort by a freshman quarterback can swing a game that much.
Yeah, and it's a great job and a credit to the young quarterback for making a play for his team. And in a sense, his team has then made plays for him throughout this night where, like you said, I mean, early on it was 3 plays, 3 touchdowns for Aiea, whether it was the 77-yard, pick 6 for Hiki, or you go alongside, you have Keela Spencer capitalizing with a 26-yard touchdown after the strip sack from the defense. Like, there were 2 turnovers forced within 4 minutes of this game beginning. It's hard not to think that that play early on kind of inspired them.
You're listening to the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union halftime show. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you live from Kaiser High School. When we come back, we'll have more of the halftime show. Aiea with a 34-0 lead over the home team Cougars. This is OIA football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
No matter what side of Oahu you stay, personalized, convenient, and efficient financial service is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union way. Visit ko'olaufcu.org and join today using your mobile device.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
For the few, the proud, the first to fight, Ko'olau Federal Credit Union has your six. Whether you're active duty, civilian, or a member of a Marine household, Ko'olau FCU has a branch on base. Visit ko'olaufcu.org to join today.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Who doesn't love a good pizza? Visit Slice of Waikiki, your favorite Pizza by the Slice shop. For over 13 years, they've been serving up huge, freshly made slices and delicious appetizers for locals and visitors alike. Drop by their new location at 333 Seaside Avenue to instantly satisfy your pizza cravings by the slice or build your own whole pie masterpiece. Visit sliceofwaikiki.com for pickup, delivery, and catering options. Slice of Waikiki, freshly made pizza with aloha.
Experience one of Central Oahu's biggest community events, Pearl at Kalawau's monthly night market. With over 80 vendors, you'll find delicious food, retail treasures, desserts, and specialty drinks, all in one place. Bring the whole family for a night of culture, live entertainment, and community. Each month features a new theme and opportunities to support local businesses and nonprofits. Golf, dining, and community all come together at Pearl at Kalawau.
Welcome back to the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union halftime show. All Aiea so far, 34-0 over the home team, Kaiser Cougars. And Paul, before we get into some keys to the second half and some other players to watch, we got to give a shout out to Ka'eo Hardy, big number 62 from Kaiser. Not only is he a freshman O-lineman, 5'10", 250 pounds, but he just played tuba for the band during halftime. So you talk about double duty, playing both sides of the ball. He's playing football and doing his marching band duties tonight.
Student, athlete, entertainer. The freshman does it all for Kaiser. It's very cool to see. A very special place in my heart for anybody who, played an instrument at one point. I played the saxophone back in the day. I know our Michael Liscaro was a band guy. So, it shows that you can be an athlete and a musician all in one. You see that from the offensive lineman, and I don't think anybody is going to mess with an offensive lineman very much,
Yeah, especially when you're rocking the tuba, right?
Yeah.
The tuba's kind of like
the tuba rocks.
The prototypical O-line instrument, right?
I would be like, that's what I would want my offensive lineman to play. But no, very, very cool. Gives up part of his halftime to then now sprint over to join the rest of his team after the performance from the band, which, by the way, was a very nice performance here at halftime.
So speaking of playing all the right notes, Aiea had it working in the first half. What do they need to do to basically maintain it? Obviously, you want to be good sports, but you don't want to take the foot off the gas. And we saw Aiea do that against Castle a few weeks ago right here on HSRN when they beat the Knights 60-0, and they weren't running up the score. They were just playing their game.
Yeah, you just want to continue to play your game. You said it perfectly, Kyle, where you did everything right in the first half. You played correct. You protected your quarterback made plays for you, your playmakers made plays throughout the half, your defense stepped up, your special teams did everything that it could, and you didn't have many back-breaking penalties that ended up sparking a comeback from your opponent. So realistically, if you just play clean football in the second half, you should be entering next week with another win, still sitting at 2-0. Kyle, Aiea entered this weekend as one of 4 teams in the OIA Division I ranks, still unbeaten behind Waipahu and Waianae, who I know a lot of people really, really like to contend towards the top of the OIA Division I this year. And then also Kailua, who also beat this Kaiser team. So it's important for them to keep pace, and it looks like exactly what they've done tonight.
And Paul, give me a really quick key to the second half for Kaiser. Down 34-0. You might not come back and win it, but what do you do to at least put something positive on tape?
don't turn the ball over. I think it is as simple as that, because the Cougars, as much as the scoreboard is ugly at this point, there have been positives tonight where they've continued to get pressure in the backfield. They've gotten a few sacks. They've had a couple of opportunities to tackle out there. And also, the offense started to wake up in that second quarter. If you can just take care of the football the rest of the way, who knows what can happen? Maybe you put up a few points and make this kind of interesting by the fourth quarter.
And you've been listening to the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union halftime show. Aiea with a 34-0 halftime lead over Kaiser. When we come back, second half action for you. This is OIA football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Kule Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings at 8, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
Fun Factory can't make paying bills fun, and they can't make feeling sick fun. But they can make your next party fun with 4 locations in Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com to book today. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
What if we told you that you could turn $1 into $2 just by going shopping? Bet. Introducing DoubleDownDealsHawaii.com, Honolulu's home for buy one, get one free deals from your favorite local activities, restaurants, and travel spots. Visit DoubleDownDealsHawaii.com today, where you don't need luck to save. Are you a business owner interested in radio and digital advertising without ever cutting us a check? Send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook at Hawaii Sports Radio for more info about this 100% trade opportunity.
Timeout. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
Hawaii Sports Radio Network recognizes the Colt Brennan Legacy Fund of the Hawaii Community Foundation, established by the Brennan family to honor the memory of their son and brother, former University of Hawaii quarterback Colt Brennan. The fund supports causes that Colt cared about, UH athletics and youth sports, in addition to organizations that support individuals struggling with mental health and addiction issues. Visit hawaiicommunityfoundation.org/Colt-fund today to learn more about how you can help.
OIA football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network is presented by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. A beautiful Friday night for football under the lights. And a beautiful night for Aiea's offense. 34-0. They lead Kaiser. Kyle Galdera, Paul Brecht, Michael Lescaro here on site. Ku'ule Agbayani back in studio. And Paul, you talked about some of the keys. It's going to be Aiea kicking off to Kaiser. So for the Cougars, you've got to get off to a positive start, and even more so, you got to get some points on the board if you're the home team here.
I would really love to just see Kaiser build off of what I thought was honestly a pretty solid second quarter. When you look at it, just outscored 7-0. You had an unfortunate turnover on downs after you worked all the way down to the opposing 11-yard line. And you just were unable to punch it in there. If you take out that first quarter, all of a sudden you're thinking about a much closer game. So perhaps you see a little bit more competitiveness from the Cougars.
And we are underway here in the third quarter. It's going to be picked up by the normal returner, Alaka'i Aveao. And he's going to run it out to about the 30-yard line. So a nice return there. 8 seconds off the clock. Kaiser down 34-0.
Curious to see what we see from the Cougars at quarterback to begin things here in the second half. To close things in that first half, Kyle, you'll remember they had Caleb Hamasaki taking snaps at QB along with some direct snaps to their running back, Aiden Leung.
Yeah, it looks like the sophomore Maverick Wang is out there. Back in the shotgun. We'll see if he got some reps on the sideline, maybe some chance to review some film, and we'll see what he can do here. He's going to start it off 1st and 10, spreading it out, 5 receivers. Wang goes to the left side, and it's going to be picked. We might have our second defensive touchdown, but not quite enough speed for Aiea. But that was a beautiful job intercepting the pass by I believe that was our 5'5" defensive lineman friend with the pink gloves.
You would be correct. Dominic Garcia, who has been active tonight in the backfield in the passing game. He had a pass breakup before. This time he actually secures it and almost takes it back. I will say it did give me flashbacks. You remember Logan Taylor's interception against UCLA last year? Any of you Rainbow Warrior fans deep in Bruins territory, that was about the speed that you saw Garcia moving at. But all of a sudden, Aiea set up in prime position.
And for Kaiser, you have to be frustrated. Wang had 5 receivers, and he threw it to the one that wasn't one of the 5. So basically an ideal situation here for Aiea at the 9-yard line of Kaiser. 1st and goal coming up here. Kaiser Jesus Capesi, the freshman, hands it off, and it'll be a run up the middle for a loss of 1. So a nice job there as Legend was tackled behind the line.
Legend at halftime, by the way, with 162 total yards of offense, 82 yards on the ground, 80 through the air, and all of that on just 4 total touches, Kyle. I mean, he has been dynamic tonight. That's the first time it feels like that Kaiser's been able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage.
So 2nd and goal from the 10 now for Na'ali'i. 5-step drop. It's going to be basically a quarterback draw. And the quarterback makes 5 men miss and finally flings it away. He had Hiki open in the corner, and some of the fans below us saying, hey, make a little better throw, and we have a touchdown.
He also had some...
As they think about going for this.
Yeah, it looks like the offense will stay on the field as Jesus Capesi gets the call from the sideline and jogs back towards the huddle. And Kyle, I don't blame them either, where your offense has been so unstoppable tonight. You either find the end zone or you back up Kaiser a long, long way for your defense.
That's a great point, Paul. If you're Aiea, you might actually be better off giving Kaiser the ball back because you could potentially get a safety and then score again. As it's going to be a Hiki run. However, false start is called, so the cat's out of the bag. Everybody knows what Aiea was going to do, but unfortunately for Aiea, Hiki had the edge and he had the speed, but Aiea stopped with that false start.
We'll see if that changes any of the equation for Na'ali'i, though. It looks like Jesus Capesi looking for the next call, and they'll just try it again from out near the 15.
So 4th and goal from about the 14-yard line. We'll see what Aiea does here. Up 34-0. 2.5 minutes gone here in the 3rd quarter. A bit of a jumbo formation in the gun as Hiki has it. He's going to try to hit the edge. Now he's going to reverse course. He's going from right to left. He needs one more blocker. 1 man to beat. Can he get in? He does. He gets the edge and he gets another touchdown. There is no stopping Hiki tonight. Another score. And Aiea makes it a 40-burger here in the 3rd quarter, 40-0 over Kaiser. Wow.
It's another Hiki hat trick. What more can you ask for from the senior athlete? He's just been phenomenal, Kyle. He continues to be phenomenal. And that one, I mean, it goes down in the book as a 14-yard touchdown run, but he ran probably 40, 50 yards in total, going almost all the way to this near side sideline, reversing, like you said, all the way back to the other sideline, and eventually diving in towards that front left pylon. And now a 40-burger up for Aiea.
This snap is fumbled. Aiea is going to call the hot route, and everything going right for Aiea tonight. They convert the 2-point pass, make it a 42-0 lead. And are dominating Kaiser here tonight on Friday. We'll be back with more. This is OA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Every woman is unique. And because women's bodies are different from men's, so are many of their health needs. At Hawai'i Pacific Health, we believe every woman's healthcare should be unique to her. From health screenings and well woman exams to pregnancy, bone and joint care, heart health, cancer care, and senior needs, our expert teams provide personalized care for women of all ages. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/women's centers.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. What we thought was a 2-point conversion was actually called back due to an illegal man downfield. That's the bad news. The little bit worse news is Aiea missed the ensuing extra point, but it's really an afterthought at this point because Aiea still with a 40-0 lead over Kaiser. And Paul, again, we talked about turnovers. I believe that was number 4 for Kaiser that Aiea has cashed in on big time, and they now lead by 6 scores.
Yeah, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, one of them for a score, and all of them being capitalized on by Aiea. It just feels like every single time Kaiser has shot themselves in the foot, Aiea has been able to capitalize and add more points on the scoreboard.
And speaking of the scoreboard, the clock has hit the 9-minute mark, and because Aiea is leading by more than 35 in the second half, the mercy rule clock will continue to run until Kaiser either gets that margin under 35 or it'll stop on all scores, penalties, injuries, or timeout. So the good thing is none of those happened. So the clock continues to run as Kaiser gets the ball back on its own 35-yard line, down by 40.
Looked like it might have the ball might have hit the turf on the return there, and luckily for Kaiser, they fall on it as the Cougars just trying to get out of their own way at this point.
And it looks like another running back doing the Wildcat. It is going to be Leong keeping it himself. He's going to run to the right side, take a big hit, but he plows ahead for a 9-yard gain. Really nice job. Leong has some solid speed to his game.
Got a man down after the play, but like you said, a great run by Leong, laying his body on the line and trying to run through the defender to pick up a fresh set of downs. Falls just short, but those are the type of runs that gain you the respect of your teammates, Kyle, where game's been unfortunate to this point. Game has not been what you want it to be, but if that effort does not ever waver, it's hard for your teammates to ever look at you and say, you gave up on us. They can't do that, and that's what's important going forward in this season, even if tonight might be out of reach.
And as one of the Kaiser players looks to be getting stretched out, hopefully just for cramps, hopefully he's okay, we remind you that OIA Sports on HSRN is brought to you in part by Hawaii Pacific Health. Hawaii Pacific Health takes the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we are creating a healthier Hawaii. And because that player is now up and seemingly moving to the sideline, we'll also make that our sports injury report brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health. Again, creating a healthier Hawaii.
I believe that was actually Aiden Leong who was the ball carrier on the play who stayed down afterwards. Luckily, gets up and walks off under his own power. Didn't look like with much of a limp, so you hope to see him return here tonight. He's been one of the lone bright spots for the Cougars so far.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 here for Kaiser following the big Leong run. And I believe that's Hamasaki. Yes, he is going to be back at quarterback, running left, throwing right. He has a man open, but a nice defensive play. That was Jarius Iosefa knocking the ball away from Leon Martin, and that PBU will bring up 3rd and 1.
It's a really nice play by Caleb Hamasaki where throws off script, his body completely contorted, and tosses a pretty good ball downfield into some coverage and gave his receiver Leon Martin at least a chance to come on down with it. Unfortunately, gets hit as he's trying to secure it by an Aiea defender and can't pick up the first down.
So Hamasaki remains at quarterback in the shotgun. A couple of receivers out to the right. Actually make it 3 receivers bunched up to the right. And Kaiser's going to plow ahead. The referee on the far side is going to call it enough for a first down. So a 1-yard gain moves the sticks as Kaiser gets out to its own 45-yard line.
Tell you what, Peter Moku, the ball carrier, took a punishment from the Aiea defensive line, but did a great job bursting forward to start and picked up just enough to move the chains. And those are the type of things, once again, that you need at this point in the game. You see the little things starting to turn your way, and once again, if you can start to put together positive momentum, I remind people, Kaiser is moving up from Division II into the D1 ranks. Aiea, a little more experienced doing so, and clearly looked a little bit more ready tonight.
And Hamasaki overthrows Martin. That seems to be a theme for the Kaiser offenses. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. And Paul, I'm glad you brought that up because some of our listeners might be thinking, wow, Kaiser's really struggling here. And they are, because last year they actually made it to the D2 state championship game, losing to Kamehameha Maui. And part of the, sometimes we say it at work, right? The better you do at work, the more work you get. For Kaiser, the better they do on the field. They actually got promoted to D1 in the OIA, and now they're kind of taking their licks, so we'll see how they do the rest of this season. But they basically, honestly, belong in D2, but they're trying to see if they can rise to the challenge this season.
Yeah, one of those strange programs, the D2 elite, but still maybe not quite ready for the D1 ranks, or at least seeing some young guys start to adjust to the Division I ranks, and that takes time. People, we live in a society where development in sports is so, people want it so immediately, so quickly, and sometimes you have to take your bumps and bruises like this. Kaiser will be better off long-term for it because there are a lot of young players on this team, including the quarterback who we've seen tonight in Maverick Wang, who are getting opportunities to play against quality programs like Aiea.
Yeah, right now Maverick's been grounded as Hamasaki runs for 8 yards there, making it 3rd and 2 into Aiea territory. 4:40 left to go in the third. Clock continues to wind. Hamasaki, 5-step drop, goes to the right, completed to the right, and what could be, it is a first down as a big hit on the Kaiser side of the field. And the referee is going to say he stepped out of bounds, so that's a big call because that will bring 4th and 2 up here instead of a first down for Kaiser.
Boy, it must have been just barely out because I thought he made a nice move with still maybe half a step to the sideline to get up, but here out near midfield, this is an area you have to go for it down this much. You've gotten it in short territory before, and that was a good play, just kind of unlucky for you.
So Hamasaki here trying to get Kaiser ahead 2 yards for the first down. Snap and the handoff, that's going to be a run to the left and a first down. Aiea having a tough time tackling here, and that's going to be a gain of nearly 20 as the Cougars have a first down thanks to the legs of Aiden Leong.
And good to see Aiden Leong back in the game. Mentioned it before. He was the one who was shaken up after that hard run on a direct snap to open this drive, and makes his way back out on the field just in time to help pick up a big-time 4th down conversion. And now back into Aiea territory, just knocking on the 30-yard line is Kaiser.
So Kaiser 1st and 10 at the Aiea 32, 3:05 left in the third quarter. Na'ali'i leading the Cougars 40-0. We see some substitutes coming in for Aiea, so they are getting some players some extra run today. A big hit over the middle, legal hit. And again, Paul, as 2nd and 10 coming up here for Kaiser, the Kaiser quarterbacks either throwing it too far ahead or too high for their receivers, not only putting their receivers in danger, but making it nearly impossible to complete relatively routine passes.
Yeah, and this one's tough as well because you're asking a guy in Caleb Hamasaki, who has been a long-term wide receiver, to switch positions and try and run this offense. And last year, he was your leading target in the passing game, more than 550 yards through the air, 10 touchdown receptions, and now he's been grounded to the quarterback position just because that's where you need him.
And the blitz from Aiea forces what is probably going to be a false start. So again, Aiea's defense giving Kaiser fits all game. They've forced 4 turnovers and a bunch of pre-snap penalties, including that false start.
And that ball never got snapped either by Kaiser, as it's been tough sledding, snapping the ball throughout the evening for the Cougars, whether it's a few that have skipped across the ground, it's the changing of the quarterbacks, or that one there looked like the ball just kind of got stuck on the trigger.
1:50 left to go in the third. Kaiser with a 2nd and 15. Hamasaki with a trips bunch to the left side. Kaiser going from right to left. A heaving deep pass, and this is complete. Kaiser is on the board. What a touchdown connection as Hamasaki finds a wide open receiver. We'll try to get the number on that one. But regardless, a big score for Kaiser, and even though they're still behind by 5 scores, that was a much needed pickup of points for the Cougs.
I believe that was Aiden Leong. It looks like number 8 for Kaiser, as he just did a great job, double move at the top, beat his defender, and a beautifully placed ball by Caleb Hamasaki. He said, wide receiver who? I'm a QB, guys. And just like that, a little bit of life for the Cougars.
And we have a flag on the play. The extra point was good. We're going to see if it's a post-kick penalty. I think it is, so we'll sort that out when we come back. But Kaiser's on the board, and they trail Na'ali'i 40-6. You're listening to Oe Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
No matter what side of Oahu you stay, personalized, convenient, and efficient financial service is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union way. Visit ko'olaufcu.org and join today using your mobile device.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
For the few, the proud, the first to fight, Ko'olau Federal Credit Union has your 6. Whether you're active duty, civilian, or a member of a Marine household, Ko'olau FCU has a branch on base. Visit ko'olaufcu.org to join today.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you on a beautiful Friday night. Lights and a great night so far for Aiea. They lead the home team Kaiser Cougars 40-7 after the first score, and Kaiser comes back with an onside kick. The ball's still bouncing around, and Kaiser has it. So the Cougars still have some fight and bite in their game as they're going to pick it up at the Na'ali'i 30-yard line. And Paul, do we have a potential comeback on our hands? What do you think?
Don't say die quite yet. I've been talking about the effort, though, from Kaiser throughout this third quarter, Kyle, where the defense has stepped up a little bit. The offense finally gets on the board right there, and you then recover an onside kick. It was number 16, the sophomore linebacker, Simo Gora, who ended up recovering it, and he was fired up, so were his teammates, and all of a sudden the Cougars have life with just over 90 seconds left in this third quarter.
So the Cougars down 40-7, but they do have the ball in the Aiea 30, so theoretically if they get a quick score here with the wind, they could be knocking on the door to get back in this ball game. Hamasaki back at quarterback, gets the shotgun snap, looking down the middle, heaves it to the left side actually, out of the reach of Martin, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. 1:30 left to go in the third quarter, and because Kaiser scored. They got it under 35 points as far as the Aiea lead. That means we're back to traditional timing, so we don't have the running clock. And that also helps Kaiser if they are going to try to pull this comeback bid.
It goes a long way for the Cougars where, we saw how long the first quarter was when 27 points were put up, the clock not moving, and points can be put up fast, as we've seen. Just is up to Kaiser to actually go out there and do it.
Hamasaki hands it off to Leong. He's the touchdown scorer. He plunges ahead for 1 yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9 right down the middle of the field.
Still thinking about that touchdown for Kaiser, though. They've been trying to connect on those deep balls all night, and finally they do end up connecting on one. It's Caleb Hamasaki who's able to put it up there for them, and too many of them have just been a little overthrown, thrown a little too far out in front when you drop it in the breadbasket. And to be fair, that's really just what Aiea has been doing throughout the night, and that's why you see them up by so much, is they just get the ball to their playmakers in space and allow them to do the rest. That time, that's exactly what Kaiser did as well.
40 seconds left in the quarter. Hamasaki gets the snap, running left. He's going to hit the edge. He's going to have... Does he get the first down? Let's see where the ref puts it. They are going to give him the first down. A generous spot there. Maybe a 33-point deficit spot, but regardless, nice job by Hamasaki sprinting around the edge for the first down.
And it goes to show you that the effort, at the very least, was rewarded. A good job by the senior, now QB, we'll call him, working his way. He could have tried to force something in the air, immediately brought the ball down, and just used that athleticism himself to get around the edge and reset the downs.
Hamasaki goes the wrong way. Now on the broken play, he's going to throw it out to Leong, and Leong is going to get walloped in the backfield for a loss of 3. But actually, Paul, that could have been a lot worse. That was a nice job by Kaiser of at least recovering a bit where they didn't take too much of a loss.
Yeah, realistically speaking, that could have been a lot worse. And at the end of the day, a 3-yard loss is something that you can absolutely manage on first down. Now you come back and you want to pick up about half, set yourself up in 3rd and manageable.
And as we hit the end of the 3rd quarter, Aiea still dominating, but Kaiser hanging around as Aiea leads it 40-7. We'll be back with the conclusion of this one. This is OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Discover the fresh flavors at Pearl at Kalawau's newly renovated restaurant. From local moco and fried rice plates to Hawaiian food Fridays, every dish is inspired by Hawaii's finest local ingredients. Stop by any day. No need to be a golfer. Enjoy their full-service bar, daily dining, and happy hour specials weekdays from 3 to 6:30. Planning a special celebration? Their indoor and outdoor venues, custom catering, and stunning views will make any event unforgettable. Pearl at Kalawau. Gather, celebrate, and savor with aloha.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Who doesn't love a good pizza? Visit Slice of Waikiki, your favorite Pizza by the Slice shop. For over 13 years, they've been serving up huge, freshly made slices and delicious appetizers for locals and visitors alike. Drop by their new location at 333 Seaside Avenue to instantly satisfy your pizza cravings by the slice or build your own whole pie masterpiece. Visit sliceofwaikiki.com for pickup, delivery, and catering options. Slice of Waikiki, freshly made pizza with aloha.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Back here at Kaiser Stadium for the 4th quarter. Kaiser trying to get some more points on the board as they trail Aiea 40-7. Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you on the call. Friday Night Lights joined by Michael Lascaro, Ku'ule Agbayani back in the studio. And after the short run for about 3 yards, that'll bring up 3rd and 10 at the 20 of Aiea. And Paul, again, because of the way that Aiea chose to take the field, Kaiser's now going to be going into the wind the rest of this game, and that breeze is picking up to well over 20 miles an hour as far as the trade winds go.
We'll see how it impacts the passing attack, which did start to pick up in that third quarter for the Cougars.
Hamasaki over the middle behind the receiver Martin, and that's going to bring up 4th and 10. We'll see what the Cougs do here. Obviously, not going to kick a field goal down by 33, or maybe they will as the special teams comes onto the field. Oh, boy. I mean, they have a great kicker. That is Aiea McKillop, 6'2", 180-pound senior, who does the punting as well.
At the very least, you may as well give him a chance and get yourself a little bit closer, get some points. And I know, once again, it could be a crazy night and a crazy comeback, but
37-yard kick. McKillop, the lefty, boots it, and it is no good, wide right. And McKillop, actually, he's lucky he doesn't get a flag there because he took his helmet off while he's still on the field, but the referees looked the other way. And yeah, that's a bummer for Kaiser because, like you said, Paul, they were trying to get some points on the board, but they missed the field goal, so they're still down 33. I wonder, again, down by essentially 5 touchdowns, wouldn't you at least want to try go for the traditional 6-point score there as opposed to kicking that field goal into the wind?
I think you could argue for either one. Maybe you want to give a rep to your kicker, like you mentioned, who is solid in general. Pretty close. It just ends up shanking a little bit wide right, and it happens on a night where you've mentioned it, winds up over 20 miles per hour working against you.
Jesus Capesi back in the gun, hands it off, and that'll be a short gain for Aiea. As we are a minute into the fourth quarter, we want to give a shout out to our friends at Scoring Live. You can visit scoringlive.com for live scores, stats, photos, league schedules, and more. Scoringlive.com. And we have an injured Aiea player on the ground. Hopefully he's okay as the training staff is looking at him.
Have not seen Keela Spencer return to this game either for Aiea, who did exit earlier. We mentioned how it was possible that Na'ali'i, with a large lead in hand, could kind of choose to sit him out the rest of the game, or at least until things got a little bit hairy. And that's the thing that is unfortunate in games where it gets away a little bit, as well as you can't just sim to the end of the game, and injuries happen all the time in football.
And now that we have this timeout due to injury, I think, Paul, did you already update our listeners on the touchdown catch for Kaiser?
I did not, but good on you to do, or at least set me up earlier when Aiden Leong, at least we thought, scored on a 32-yard touchdown catch. It actually is the guy who's wearing number 9, Mr. Tanner Pata, the receiver at 5'10", the junior, has the lone score of the night. He caught it from Caleb Hamasaki, a 32-yard catch, and that's how the Cougars got on the board.
So Kaiser trailing Aiea 40-7. Na'ali'i ball, 2nd and 8, still in the injury timeout, as it looks like the right leg of the injured player being worked on. That Sports Injury Report brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. And while we have this break in the action, we're going to take a brief timeout as well. You're listening to Hawaii Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
No matter what side of Oahu you stay, personalized, convenient, and efficient financial service is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union way. Visit ko'olaufcu.org and join today using your mobile device.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
For the few, the proud, the first to fight, Ko'olau Federal Credit Union has your 6. Whether you're active duty, civilian, or a member of a Marine household, Ko'olau FCU has a branch on base. Visit ko'olaufcu.org to join today.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
Since 1976, locals have loved this place. And now the newly renovated Pearl at Kalawao is ready for your next round. Play their championship 18-hole course or sharpen your short game on the brand new Namomi Ekolu 3-hole pitch and putt. Open daily for residents, visitors, juniors, and groups. No membership required. With Kama'aina rates, rental clubs, and a full driving range, Pearl at Kalawao is golf reimagined. Pearl at Kalawao, where Hawaii comes to play.
OIA football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network is presented by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Kaiser Stadium. The injured player for Aiea, Kimo Falik, one of the offensive linemen, gets off the field on his own power, so hopefully he's okay. And on the ensuing play, there's Hiki again, turns a 2-yard loss into essentially an 8-yard gain. And Paul, that'll bring up 3rd and 2. This is a big drive for Aiea. Even though they're up 33, they can really put this one away with either a sustained drive or a score right here.
Opportunity to put the nail in the coffin if you're not Ali'i, as Kaiser jumps offside. A great hard count by the freshman Jesus Capesi, and he really does look mature beyond his years at time in the way that he plays out there. Can't believe he's just a freshman at 6'2". His future very, very bright.
And I think we talked about him in our Castle broadcast that Aiea won 60-2 a few weeks ago. He has a very Ben Roethlisberger-esque body type where he can sling it, he can run a bit, but he's built like a linebacker back there, so he's hard to bring down. And we saw that on the game's first play where he turned a broken play. He basically eluded 3 sacks and turned it into an 80-yard bomb. Here's a run to the right side is Champ Colburn. He's going to be stopped for about a 1-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
I still like that comparison, though, in terms of play style. It just, because he's not the most fluid athlete out there. You're not going to look at him and mistake him for a Josh Allen or a Marcus Mariota or one of those elite runners, right? A Jaden Daniels, even, if we're going like the most whatever.
Jordan Love.
I don't think of him as a runner. I just think of him as a guy who can run if need. But anyway, you look at him and just a solid athlete in general who's tough to bring down, a big arm, a really talented prospect for Na'ali'i to work with.
Aiea going deep into the playbook here as Colby Kojima, the junior slot back, is going to take the old school pitch play. And after running about 10 yards laterally, it'll be stopped for no gain, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Kimo Falik makes his way back out onto the field, the left tackle who unfortunately had to take a couple of snaps off after being shaken up. Good to see that for Na'ali'i here, closing things out. Funny thing enough, after Falik got hurt as well, that run by Hiki was off the left side. They went directly to the backup left tackle and said, "Hey, we're running behind you, big fella."
So 3rd and 10 here, pump fake. This play is going deep, and it's going to be a pick. Kaiser gets its first turnover, and there's Cash Kamaoha, our all preseason team selection by Michael Lascaro, coming in big money right there with the turnover for Kaiser.
And after I'm out here praising Jesus Capesi for the game that he has played tonight, which honestly has been nearly flawless to that point, just kind of tosses one up in the air. I'm not sure if it's because he had pressure bearing down in his face. We've talked about the Cougars doing a nice job tonight getting into the backfield, but that one just kind of tossing it up and hoping his receiver will make a play. Instead, it's the Cougars defense giving a little spark to the home team.
So Kaiser down 40-7, 9:01 left in the ball game. Hamasaki back in the shotgun, drifting left, looking left, now throwing over the middle, and he's going to connect with a receiver, Ian Leong. He's a senior, and he's going to pick up a first down. Nice job extending the play there by Hamasaki. So Hamasaki getting it done with his legs and his arm there, as Kaiser is now into Aiea territory, 1st and 10 at the 38 of Na'ali'i.
Yeah, just a really nice play by Hamasaki. We've seen him a couple of times tonight off platform, kind of throwing across his body as he moves to the left, and there a nice job by the other Leong, Ian Leong, as he moves across the formation to help pick up a first down.
Hamasaki hands it off to Aiden Leong this time. It's going to be a gain of 2. And let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. You're listening to OIA Football, presented by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union.
Home of the Los Angeles Clippers, KGU AM K236CR is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on AM 760, 95.1 FM.
Back here at Kaiser Stadium, Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht here with you. It's been all Aiea so far, 40-7. But to Kaiser's credit, Paul, they continue to fight here. They got a touchdown a few minutes ago and now are in Aiea territory looking to add another score as they try to take a bite out of this 33-point deficit. Aiden Leong running hard again up the middle, picking up 4 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
We've mentioned it a couple of times throughout the broadcast, Kyle. This is a Kaiser team in transition, one working its way up into the Division I ranks and trying to adjust at some of the most important positions, whether it's figuring out who your quarterback can be to give you the best opportunity against these teams, or trying to make it and develop these young, talented players so that you have an opportunity later on in the season. And through this game alone, you can see the development for Kaiser.
Hamasaki looking to run. He is going to run. He hits the edge, and he bounces ahead. Let's see where he's spotted. He looks like he dove for the first down, but he was ruled out of bounds. So that'll be 4th and 1 coming up here. Another big opportunity for Kaiser to continue this drive, and an even bigger opportunity for Aiea to shut it down and get the ball back. Under 7 minutes to play now here. Clock continues to wind as Na'ali'i lead it by 33. And this one is going to be a direct snap. Now everybody's kind of looking around. And it looked like there was a pitch and then a lateral. And now the referees will talk about it, but I don't think Kaiser got to the line to gain. So that'll be a turnover on downs. Aiea gets the ball back.
Yeah, one way or another, I think it just ends up being a turnover as Aiea did a nice job snipping it out. Just overall, for Kaiser, it's the name of the game tonight, right? Where you've had really good moments, really good opportunities, but you just, for the most part, haven't been able to capitalize once you get deep into Aiea territory.
Be sure to stick around after this one for our Fun Factory VIP of the game that we'll give out during our post-game show. A bunch of worthy candidates. We're going to keep you on the edge of your seats wherever you're listening, or maybe you're on the couch enjoying a few beverages. Wherever you are, be sure to stay tuned for that Fun Factory VIP of the game. Here comes Hiki again, always a danger as he's chased by about 9 defenders. And he's going to be slung out of bounds late. That's going to be a personal foul. And that's going to be 15 more yards for Aiea. So not only does Hiki pick up 11, but 15 more yards is going to be added to that. That's a big gain for Aiea and an undisciplined play by Kaiser.
Almost just a frustration penalty at this point where nothing has gone your way. You want to take it out, and not in a negative way in anything like that, but just not something that you can do. Like you said, an undisciplined penalty at this point. And I mean, for Aiea, you just continue to take the penalty yardage and work down the field once again.
So Aiea now into Kaiser territory. 6:32 left in the game. And a 40-7 lead for Na'ali'i. Freshman quarterback Kaisel Jesus Capesi doing a great job running the offense. And it helps when you have weapons like Hiki Kim Choi Keabalo. Here's Hiki again. There he goes. Running right, evades 2 tacklers. And he's going to pick up 15 more. So again, Paul, he was stopped for a gain of 5, turned on the Jets, hit the edge, and surged ahead for another first down.
One thing about Hiki Kim Choi Keb Alo, he's slippery out there. At 6'1", an underrated aspect of his game, his wingspan, where he's able to kind of keep these defenders at arm's length. They're trying to grab onto his arm, but arm tackles don't work against quality players like that. He continues to swipe them off, continues to pick up first down, and Aiea continues to work down into Kaiser territory.
And I'm going to put him on the spot, but I'm going to ask our own Michael Ascaro, does Hiki have any college offers yet? Because I kind of hope that for the sake of UH, as Aiea gets another first down, that Hawaii might give him a look. So Michael Ascaro, always in the know, lets us know that Hiki's actually been invited as a recruit to the Portland State UH game tomorrow. And I don't know, but if I'm UH, I offer him right away. I don't want to wait any longer because this guy has impressive talent. He might not have a lot of size, and that's why he might be able to end up here or stay here at UH, but I think he'd be perfect in Hawaii's system.
Just a great developmental athlete and somebody who can do a little bit of everything, and we've seen the staff here at UH. They kind of lick their chops when they get a player like that into their system, one that they can develop, and it's never hurting whenever you get some more local talent staying home for the home team. So nice to hear, and will be nice to see Hiki tomorrow on the sidelines for UH.
5:20 left to go in the ball game. 2nd and 4 coming up for Na'ali'i. Aiea taking its time, milking the clock a bit. Just over 2 hours into this game as Hiki runs it up the middle again. And he continues to bounce around. He picks up a hard-earned 2 yards, make it 3 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and 1. He'll be down to the 6-yard line. So he can either plunge ahead, or Aiea, can plunge ahead for 1 to get that 1st and goal, or maybe just pick up a 6-yard gain and put 6 more on the board. Freshman quarterback Kaiser Jesus Capesi getting his steps in tonight. Every play he runs over to the sideline to get the play call, and you can see he's definitely getting his conditioning in tonight.
It's smart conditioning. I always said this when I was coaching. I hated using running as punishment. I wanted to get our conditioning in not as punishment, but as part of our drills.
And Hiki trying to hit the edge. He's going to be tackled behind the line. That's going to be a 2-yard loss. And that'll bring up 4th and about 4 to go. Make it 4th and 5. And that's interesting you mentioned that, Paul. When the kids I coach in baseball, we basically, like you said, you can't use running as punishment. So we tell them, hey, you got to get your mental toughness going. When you got that dialed in, then you won't have to run anymore.
The thing is, it's not that I don't like to make my players run. I just think if you're using it as a punishment during practice, you're wasting valuable practice time. We can make sure you get your conditioning in as we do some drills, just like we can make sure you get your conditioning in as we get the plays in every Friday night.
And it looks like Aiea is going to run this clock down and then call timeout to talk about it. And that's a smart strategy with a 4th and a long 4 coming up here. They are going to call timeout, and we're going to step away for a break as well. We'll be right back. This is OA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Every woman is unique. And because women's bodies are different from men's, so are many of their health needs. At Hawai'i Pacific Health, we believe every woman's healthcare should be unique to her. From health screenings and well woman exams to pregnancy, bone and joint care, heart health, cancer care, and senior needs, our expert teams provide personalized care for women of all ages. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/women's centers.
Who doesn't love a good pizza? Visit Slice of Waikiki, your favorite Pizza by the Slice shop. For over 13 years, they've been serving up huge, freshly made slices and delicious appetizers for locals and visitors alike. Drop by their new location at 333 Seaside Avenue to instantly satisfy your pizza cravings by the slice or build your own whole pie masterpiece. Visit sliceofwaikiki.com for pickup, delivery, and catering options. Slice of Waikiki, freshly made pizza with aloha.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Welcome back to Kaiser High School. Aiea looking like they might kick the field goal here. So they're up by 33. And if they get this field goal, it'll make it 36, which is getting it back to Mercy Road territory, but they do need to convert first. So Victor Guevara. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good. Aiea converts its field goal, the first one of the game. And they push the margin ahead to 43-7 with 3:20 left to go in the ball game.
26-yard kick. Not exactly a chip shot in high school, but you understand why Aiea takes the points. Like you said, it gets you back to that magical threshold where the clock starts to run once again as soon as you kick this ball off. Makes it just a little bit easier for your defense and makes it maybe for your hope your offense doesn't have to come back out anymore.
So with 3:20 left in the ball game, a 43-7 lead for Na'ali'i. And Paul, when you do the math, when Aia's been on our airwaves this fall for the football season, in the game against Castle and now Kaiser, they've outscored opponents 103-9. So I think, and this isn't, bragging or anything, but I think anytime Aiea and their fans see us coming for a game, they might be in a good mood.
Yeah, they should smile a little bit more. They know that they are part of the beautiful people, just like Kaiser is, but maybe Aiea just a little more beautiful here tonight, at least the way their offense has been working.
And this kickoff is bouncing around. It's going to be picked up by Kaiser. Aiea has it, and he has a few men to beat. He runs into his own guy, though, and that slows him down just enough where instead of being off to the races, he's going to be pulled down at the 42 of Kaiser. And, Paul, we almost had a 99-yard kickoff return there, and it was thwarted because Kaiser couldn't get out of its own way.
It's just kind of a euphemism for the whole night, isn't it? Where Kaiser has been so close to breaking so many, but unfortunately it's just 1 inch, one play, one just thing being slightly off. But just to build off your point before, a good call out by our Michael Liscaro and reminder to me, Aiea also took down Kaiser on our airwaves in the OIA D2 basketball championship. So Aiea certainly enjoys to see us coming, regardless of the sport, I suppose.
So the sophomore Wang back in at quarterback, as it's going to be a run to the left side, a 7-yard gain for Kaiser as we near the 2-minute mark. Aiea with a commanding 43-7 lead over Kaiser. And Paul, as this one winds down, what are some quick keys? Obviously for Aiea, they have everything rolling right now. They're going to improve to 4-2 overall, 2-0 in OIA play. Kaiser will drop to 1-3, 0-3 in division play. Where do these two teams go from here?
Well, if you are Kaiser, you take some of the positives from tonight where you had a slow start. That's unfortunate, right? If you take only the final 3 quarters, and obviously you can't do that. That's not how the game works. But if you look at the final 3 quarters, you feel a lot better about what your performance was. It's only 16-7 across those 3 quarters, and all of a sudden you're looking at this, hey, it's a competitive game, but we got to be ready to go from the start. That's something you can find out, you can figure out, you can solve as the year goes on. And on the other side, if you are Aiea, like you said, with everything working, moving, grooving, you love to see this offense. But tell you what, how nice has it been to see the defense for them as well continue to up the turnover margin? That's going to be important for them to continue their success at the Division I level.
After a run for no gain, 3rd and 4 coming up here. Kaiser running right. A big open field tackle by Aiea. That was Ethan Toia making a great tackle in space for no gain again. And with 41 seconds left in the ball game, 4th and 3 coming up. This might be Kaiser's last gasp.
Toia came in like a heat-seeking missile. I mean, just laying down the boom to close things out here from start to finish. Aiea, hard-hitting, fast-hitting, and just efficient. A great performance by Na'ali'i.
And Kaiser, knowing that they have the ball, they don't need to run another play. It looks like they're going to just let this clock run out. Or actually, now they hustle back to the line. And we'll see, even though the receiver is 5 yards off sides, we'll see if they can get this one off. 3 seconds. And they do get the snap. It's going to be a run to the left side. Ryder Phelps has it. And a nice job by Ryder getting the first down as this game comes to a close. Aiea puts the exclamation point on the 43-7 victory, easily defeating Kaiser tonight as Aiea remains undefeated in OIA Division I play. When we come back, we'll wrap it up and present our Fun Factory VIP of the game. Again, Aiea rolling over Kaiser 43-7. This is OIA football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
No matter what side of Oahu you stay, personalized, convenient, and efficient financial service is the Ko'olau Federal Credit Union way. Visit ko'olaufcu.org and join today using your mobile device.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
For the few, the proud, the first to fight, Ko'olau Federal Credit Union has your six. Whether you're active duty, civilian, or a member of a Marine household, Ko'olau FCU has a branch on base. Visit ko'olaufcu.org to join today.
Ko'olau FCU is federally insured by the NCUA.
Fun Factory can't make paying bills fun, and they can't make feeling sick fun. But they can make your next party fun with 4 locations in Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com to book today. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
DSE Hawaii, a proud supporter of OIA sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, is a locally owned and operated union electrical contracting company. Established in 1988, DSE Hawaii provides services to general contractors, building owners, property management companies, architects, and engineers. Their commitment to the electrical industry is focused on quality, efficiency, and most importantly, customer service and satisfaction. DSE Hawaii, providing quality work in the most efficient manner.
Every woman is unique, and because women's bodies are different from men's, so are many of their health needs. At Hawai'i Pacific Health, we believe every woman's healthcare should be unique to her. From health screenings and well woman exams to pregnancy, bone and joint care, heart health, cancer care, and senior needs, our expert teams provide personalized care for women of all ages. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/women's centers.
At Fun Factory, we can't make traffic jams fun, and we can't make waiting in line fun, but we can make this weekend fun with 4 locations on Oahu. There's a Fun Factory near you. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Fun Factory, where the fun is made for you.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Aiea put the finishing touches on Kaiser. They win this one 43-7 in dominant start-to-finish fashion. Kyle Galdera, Paul Brecht here for our post-game show. And Paul, like we said, from the first play on, essentially, it was all Aiea, big play after big play. They jumped out to a 34-0 lead and then went ahead by more than 40 early in the second half. And Kaiser got a token touchdown late. They kept playing hard, but really, this game belonged to Aiea.
Yeah, this was a statement game by Aiea that they are ready to compete with the elite in OIA's Division I ranks, where they opened up this game speedy quick. Like you mentioned, they first play of the game offensively for Na'ali'i. They find the end zone on an 80-yard touchdown, and just like that, it seemed like they were up, and just like that, it seemed like they had the ball once again. A strip sack recovered by Na'ali'i into another touchdown, into what felt like another touchdown, into another touchdown, and that's just how the night went. And tell you what, Aiea ready to try and compete with the very best in D1. While they've taken care of business so far, they still have the meat of their schedule coming on up. This was certainly a standout performance for them, though.
And speaking of taking care of business, our last order of business is to present our Fun Factory VIP of the game. And we remind you, all the beautiful people out there, you can become a Fun Factory VIP when you accumulate $100 or more spent at your favorite Fun Factory location. You'll receive VIP bragging rights, plus discount pricing on games and more. Visit funfactorygames.com for more info. Paul, who is our Fun Factory VIP of the game?
A lot of different guys made their case for it throughout the night. Obviously, we had Hiki Kim Choi Keb Alo with 3 different types of touchdowns, whether it was receiving, whether it was rushing, whether it was a pick 6 that he had in this one. Legend Bird Ta'ala, also an awesome night, more than 160 yards from scrimmage, both between the rushing and receiving game. But how about the guy getting them the ball tonight? We talked so much about how that first play of the game set the tone, And it was the freshman, Kaiser Jesus Capesi, who will be our Fun Factory VIP of the game tonight, partially because of that first play of the game and partially because his numbers pretty pristine through the evening. 9 of 12 completing his passes for 192 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, just the 1 interception tonight. The freshman looking way beyond his years and making Aiea look like a contender in the OIA. That's your VIP of the game.
Nice choice by you and our team, Paul. And again, Aiea with the win improves to 4-2 overall, 2-0 in OIA Division 1 play. Kaiser taking another tough loss. They fall to 1-3 overall, 0-3 in the OIA Division 1. Be sure to stay tuned not only for our regular programming, including Wake Up in the Den every Monday through Friday with Ku'ule Agbayani and Paul Brecht. Like I said, 8 to 10, except for Thursdays, where it'll be Sharks Weekly, produced by Paul Brecht, of course, and that's every Thursday. That's our regular programming, but be sure to tune in on Friday, September 26th, as we'll bring you more OIA action as Pearl City heads to Roosevelt at 7:30 p.m. for a big OIA Division II clash. That'll be our next OIA broadcast. Should be a fun one. And before we go, we have to send our much-deserved mahalos out to the athletic director staff for Aiea, including David Lane, and of course Kaiser doing a great job hosting us here at Kaiser Stadium. Michael Lascaro, awesome job getting some photos and videos, hustling down to present our Fun Factory VIP of the game. Ku'ule Agbayani doing a great job in studio, our engineer and producer keeping us on track and online. And of course, Paul Brecht, awesome job by you. You get the last word, my friend.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. What a fun time. Always a blessing whenever we get an opportunity to call some high school athletics, some Friday night lights, and always good to end out my week with you, my friend. And, well, the grind continues tomorrow, next week, and on and on and on. Make sure you're staying tuned to HSRN for all your Hawaii sports updates.
And before we go, quick predictions, Paul. Big game tomorrow, Hawaii hosting Portland State. Who do you got, and by how much?
I got Hawaii, and I was talking with our Ku'ule Agbayani on this one. I think I got him 38-7 tomorrow in favor of the Bows.
I'm going to go Hawaii 34, Portland State 13, and we'll see how that shakes out tomorrow. But again, this game went all Aiea. It was Na'ali'i 43, Kaiser 7. Here on Friday Night Lights. Thank you for listening again for our entire crew. We appreciate it. Take care, everyone, and aloha.
You've been listening to a special presentation of OIA football presented by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, and hawaiisportsradio.com. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, Dial Electric Supply, Fun Factory, and DSE Hawaii. This broadcast was made possible thanks to the following: play-by-play announcers Kyle Galdera and Paul Brecht, on-site photographer and videographer Michael Lascaro, and in-studio technical engineer Chaz Ontai. We now return you to regularly scheduled programming on HSRN 95.1 FM, AM 760, and hawaiisportsradio.com.
Average, they make it 58, so I'm going to play a 5-point difference.
How many totals guys do you have, by the way?